Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we are getting live. We are getting locked and loaded in for another Sorare game week. We are here for the deadline show, of course. I am Quinny, and I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah, buzzing to get back with you on what's going to be another just mega weekend as far as utilities and fucking leagues playing. It's jam packed. Plus the jeopardy of the midweek, which we'll touch upon in today's stream. But yes, it's a lot. And then I just told you about the weather situation in America / MLS. So yeah, it's gonna be mental.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be one of those game weeks as well where everything's going off. In terms of random DNPs, we've got some fun special weeklies to tackle as well this game week as well, which is fun. The hot streaks, the goalposts have been moved again, but they've been made a bit wider. They've been easier to shoot into now. And yeah, there's tons of stuff actually going on in this one. I was saying to you yesterday when we were chatting, like I've sent like so many lineups. It took me all day yesterday just for myself before I even got into member stuff and everything else. How are you feeling coming into the game week?
I'm feeling tired. I woke up at 4 a.m. to do my lineups, and I've been up ever since. So, yeah. And then I say that. I went to bed for like 20 minutes, right? Woke up, and then the MLS stuff comes out. So I've basically got to, do a whole little section of my build again. But no, I mean, I'm feeling quietly confident. I've got loads of play. Like, it just feels like I've got too many players now, which is not a terrible thing to have. Even too many goalies. Like, even doing the special weeklies, like, yeah, I'm at a stage where I've got surplus, which is I'm obviously grateful for it and stuff. Brazil's back and whatever. Yeah, I just feel like I'm wasting outfielders, which I probably should sell, but I just can't bring myself to do it. But like yeah, no, I'm excited. I've got tons of teams, decent bits of quality all around. I'm buzzing for the MLS hot streak as long as Cincinnati and Columbus play, but we'll see. But I'm excited, mate. Yeah, I am. What about you?
Yeah, I've got tons out. And right before coming on, I don't know if you've seen this, Casper Schmeichel's pictured in training, mate.
What?
Yeah.
I literally asked you yesterday. I was like, how long is Casper out for? Not that like I'm going to buy him or anything. And you were like, basically the season.
Like 5 to 6 weeks was the report. And I'll go and get it for you now. But he is like, I want to see a picture of him diving. If we get the press conference before the deadline as well, that would be very helpful. But we've had training pictures out this morning from Celtic, and on top of the weather issues in MLS, which we'll add into the show as well, is any other last bits of intel that's coming in, get it into the live chat here. A big Casper looks like in good shape, So,
I mean, he's got his gloves on. So, like, what was the actual injury, Quinny?
What's that?
What was the injury?
Was it a shoulder thing?
Ooh, okay. So he's potentially strapped up or something, but I mean, yeah, he looks in good spirits.
He does indeed, and so I'm desperately after more training pictures to come out from Celtic.
That actually is a bit of jeopardy, really. Isn't it? Like, you don't really want to see that right now. Not on Friday 1 o'clock.
No, I've got the perfect amount of Schmeichels to Sinisalos, so like,
right,
I can deal with it. It's just what one am I taking?
Got you. Yeah. So. That's actually a worry now. I actually don't like that for you, honestly.
Yeah, I hate it personally. Playing St. Johnstone, and St. Johnstone already gave us like 3/4 of the stadium for tickets, so the whole place is just going to be like a little Celtic park.
They've just abandoned their own game.
Yeah,
Ian's organised, hasn't he?
With the little headphone glitch we had, Harry, I need to just go and close a door and a window. Just I've had to turn your volume down, obviously. Just give me 2 seconds, but I'll put on where we start the deadline show off on the matchups tab, obviously, and we'll see the main one. Celtic top, Jesus. 2 seconds.
No worries. Yeah, 280% is at the top, which is I can't remember seeing that for a little while. Toluca up there, Chinese leagues up there, Atletico Nacional. I think that might be Colombia. Young boys are sneaking in at 69%. Elche look to have clinched La Liga 2 promotion maybe in the next couple of weeks. Barca, Madrid, but a lot of rotation. Bodo Glimt, and obviously Celtic. PSG's the one though. If you can get that right, I think that could be where it's at. But again, that's easier said than done.
It's the age-old question of the PSG team, isn't it? Especially with midweeks coming up. Champions League next one. They've got their eyes set firmly, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, yeah. They're like well in their right as well, in the sense like they could easily, not easy, but look, they could win the Champions League. Like I don't think we could put that past this PSG squad. And could argue they've been better off. Yeah, they've never deserved to probably win it previously, like in recent times. But I think this squad, yeah, it's probably the best I've ever seen for them. But anyway, I did see a bit. Sorry, I was going to say I saw an update earlier. Hakimi might actually play, or like looks likely to, and then it said like Zaya Emery moves into midfield or something. I didn't. Yeah, but then reason one says apparently there was doubt, but then I saw something literally in the last like 10 to say that like he's likely to play. So I don't know, but if he plays, he's 100. So it's just like it's one of them, isn't it? Where players like that, the beauty of multi-entry is like you can kind of take one risk as long as you've got like, let's call it 3D1s or wherever. Like, you can take the risk somewhere. It's just where.
Yeah, D2, D3, maybe if you've got those B teams with goalkeepers that might get stuffed and that kind of thing, or non-priority guys. It's a tough one, isn't it? And yeah, I'm really stewing on this Celtic one a bit more. I'm surprised that Toluca are so high. I've got 2 Toluca players, and I
think Laguna are just rubbish, aren't they? No disrespect to Andy Black and his mob, but yeah, like Paulinho
green and white.
Lots of hundreds. Yeah, Paul Lopez own goal. Wow.
Yeah,
like Peru's in there, bit of China. Like it's not as crazy as like maybe we're used to. I would argue, but there's a variety though. It's spread out quite even there, isn't it? Like top champ, and you've got contender quite in quite soon after that, in second to fourth or that wherever that is, and then Ajax. But I was saying in my video, I'm not really too worried about Ajax, to be honest. Like from like an SO5 perspective, there's like 20 of the goalies on the game type of thing. So like, there's obviously other players and whatever, but
good point.
Elche, no in season cards really. Barca could be quite dangerous. Tottenham, can you really fear Tottenham? I mean, maybe, but I highly doubt it. PSV can't buy a win right now away to Groningen. It's not a gimme.
No, totally.
20 have been horrendous recently because I've got them for the road to glory. I know very well how bad they've been. Buying away to Augsburg, who have been like the most informed Bundesliga team. Like, I don't know. I just think Fenner lost to Gala in the midweek in the cup. They're playing Trabs who are decent. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's across the board as sort of there's just no like crazy heavy favorites that like you kind of know who's going to play, which is the worst like mixture. Maybe Celtic outfielder wise.
I think last weekend as well, we didn't have the Premier League, and we had like much more of like Zenits and all that kind of stuff. It looked like way more like normal in that respect. Yeah. But now with the Prem back in, like again, it's one of those. It's maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago where we looked at this, and it was like again, it's quite wide open. It feels like no obvious power stack, and I get the Bayern thing. Bayern's also Friday night also, so I don't know if that's good for projecting the lineup or
when he playing Mike Kimmich.
Or
is it actually tonight? Yeah,
it's tonight.
Fuck's sake, man. I didn't know that. I knew I had a couple of Fridays like Her and Veen play tonight and whatever, but Jesus, I didn't realize Bayern did.
Yeah, I think maybe the PSG play tonight as well. I think it's like Champions League because like Germany and some of these countries are quite good for shifting a game to help them out.
That would make a ton of sense. That really would. But like Tottenham being the 4th highest, I know they're playing Southampton, but like Tottenham being the 4th highest favourite in Champ tells me a lot about how weak Champ's going to be this weekend.
Oh yeah, big time.
Barcelona
did a training thing with their squad today, so their squad's quite well known for this one. It looks like Ferran Torres is going to be playing centre mid.
Really?
Next to Pedri and FDJ.
Wow, that's funny. Did you see the Canales thing?
No, but I just came to a comment on it. Had a fight with Demichelis, kicked a glass door in his 10 stitches.
A little brawl with Demichelis. I wonder who come out on top there. It's got to be Demichelis, hasn't it?
Demichelis should have came out on top.
Surely. Like, there might be a weight advantage as well.
Yeah.
Potentially height. I don't think Canales is small, but I'm sure Demichelis is big guy.
There's a wee bit of that as well because he's Argentinian. You just assume he can do some street fighting.
Yeah. It comes pre-programmed. Like they come out of the womb and it's just already chipped in, isn't it? Like they can scrap.
And so all of them grow up in Buenos Aires and the shanty towns.
Yeah,
that's just the persona that comes with it. Aye, they're all hard as nails kind of thing. So yeah, no, it's the first time on that one. Herrera, I guess that might be the Toluca reference, and love all the
Yeah.
rest of the stuff that's coming in, guys, as well. Fist bumps on arrival. There's a bunch of you here already, which is great to see on YouTube, and I'm sure we're on Twitch as well, by the way. And Twitch is something I don't really pay too much attention to, but you might be there as well. And if you are, like, share, follow, retweet, all that good stuff. If you are on YouTube, but the first goal, we've got to get to 100 likes. If you're not aware, you probably are. But Sorare own and control the internet. They know you're here. They know you're enjoying the Deadline show. They love the content from me and Harry Boy, and they want to see you supporting it by smashing the like button. Of course, Harry's channel is linked in the description of the video, as always. If you've not subscribed there, Harry Trades on YouTube. You'll find it easy peasy. And yeah, smash the like button, guys. We need to get to 100 or we're all screwed, because there's so much jeopardy on DNPs, random rotations, and everything as well. Even looking at the Real Madrid team as well this weekend, Vinny's and Rodrigo's very much in question. And the goalkeeper, have you seen the goalkeeper situation at Real Madrid?
I did, yeah, I saw that. Mate,
So they were right on to the auctions.
Oh, they're not stupid, are they? Well, that was the thing. As soon as I saw it, I saw it really quick. I don't know. I was on my computer last night for whatever reason. And
Likewise, I just caught it mad quick as well.
yeah, like I just saw one of the accounts say, "Oh, yeah, he's gonna start." And I looked, I was like, "Oh, why didn't he have in-season cards today?" In-season cards everywhere, and I saw Pranksy involved in one of the super rare auctions. They pumped out two. They had two out. Was it Fran Gonzalez or something? Yeah, Fran Gonzalez. One's been sold. I think one went. Yeah, look at this, Quinny. Yeah, Valou's won it for 440 quid.
L15-0 as well with that cap 230. That's a punch 8 in-season comp.
It is really nice. The two ofs going in 20 minutes, and that's on £300 right now. Valou's is winning that as well, apparently. So he's just trying to scoop up all the 230 cash, it seems. But yeah, like this week, I mean, we'll speak about it, but like, yeah, the 230 thing, like, kind of did excite me, to be honest. But yeah, there wasn't many. Well, I couldn't find many zeros, if any, actually. No. It was really tough. They have to be in season.
He's a top one, but
yeah, he's the one you want.
But there is still the jeopardy that Lunin gets an injection. You know, they might.
I saw something like he's been assessed. Yeah, I saw like he's been assessed today, so it didn't seem like it was fully decided.
Yeah.
Saka. Yeah, it is. Sorry, I did know Saka was, but I don't have the money to get a Saka.
Oh,
Saka 0 because he scored he played midweek, but it doesn't update, does it? So
sure.
Yeah, he's the one. That's the real tough one. Has to be in season though, but yeah, still nice. But are people going to play their Sakas in 230 over Prem?
Do you know? I was going to say that's probably a great way of getting a bit of your cash back for missing him for being injured. Using him in an OP situation like that. So if bag's big for you, doesn't that make up for the time lost a little bit?
It does, but there's not enough cash there to justify it, if that makes sense. Like the
rare, your top 5, top 10.
No, but even so, mate, like it's only $1,000. Not only, but you know what I'm saying? It's only $1,000 compared to Prem, which is like 3 or whatever it is. Like, I know, and you're only playing up against Prem. What'd you say?
Arsenal's, yeah, way to Everton. I'm not sure like the whole Arsenal thing, but in Prem would be necessarily a winning stack anyway.
No, but like I think I'd rather play my Saka with 4 guys in Prem over 230 with 4 guys against everyone. Do you get what I'm saying? I know it's 0, like you have got a massive advantage, but I'd be very shocked if anyone's doing that, honestly.
Fair.
But yeah, there's something to be said for it, for sure.
But yeah, so a wee bit of that going into
it. No way.
Darlow as well. Oh yeah, I seen the chat was talking about that. On the other day when you came in.
Darlow doesn't have in-season cards. I'd know that because he's apparently Welsh now. And our starting keeper.
I was just looking at the Arsenal game. I think that's probably the best place to start off. All the lineup projections are powered by Predictify. Predictify get all the lineups for us across all of European and world football to cover all your Sorare teams, all the last minute intel as well. All the projections come from generally like people that are at least like hardcore supporters that are right in with the know. Some of them are league experts, etc. If you do go on to create an account with Predictify for any of the regions, or if you want a global access, anything like that, use code Quinny Harry at checkout. It supports the show, and yeah. Also, they're great guys, do great work for the community as well. So be sure to get involved. And they power all the projections that we look at here as we fire towards the deadline. And I was just, I don't know if I'm being derogatory here, right? But see, Arsenal, Seeks are not that good on SO5. Is there an Arsenal 230 stack?
I mean, there is if you play Saka. Of course there is, yeah. That means, what have you got? 55 L15 across 4? Or 57, 58 roughly, right? Yeah, easy. I think Martin Odegaard might be a bit higher than that. Maybe Rice on a 60. I don't know exactly, but yeah, I'd say easily. Like Kiwior comes in now because Gabriel's gone. What's Raya though? Raya might be a little bit punchy.
Yeah, for a keeper. So that was just a wee thought. Not
Yeah.
hope Arsenal fans will take it the wrong way. But then against a very David Moyes Everton side, I don't know if this will be high scoring, or necessarily a win for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's not a gimme. I think that no game at Goodison Park's a gimme, is it? I think for anyone in the Prem, but yeah, but with Saka, it does help if he starts, even if he comes off the bench. Like he's still going to have an impact. He's still doing his thing. Like they need to somehow fit both of them into that side in some weird way. I just don't know how that's possible. Maybe drop Wanyeri into one of the midfielder spots, but you can't displace Odegaard or Rice. So yeah, they're tough to get those dollars.
For sure. FA Cup semi-finalists. Crystal Palace hosting Brighton in there. What do you call it? The M23 Derby or whatever they call it. So big game for them. Glasner's kind of on the ascendancy at the moment after a kind of quiet start to the season, and Brighton are kind of just unpredictable, really, for the most part.
So unpredictable, mate. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'd be shocked if Palace don't score with the way Brighton lead goals, but at the same time, you just don't know what Brighton's going to turn up. It's just very unpredictable, like you said. So, yeah, but you got to think it's good game for your Eze's and Matetas and maybe even Stars. That sort of trio could be the DA scoopers, which is not rocket science to work out. But even like a Tariq Mitchell, Gahey could do some nice all around score. Even Munoz, I can't forget him. There's a chance that sort of Palace-y stack could do something. Yeah.
Adam Morton just coming back into the side as well, and I think Palace were one of the favourite kind of budget stacks pre-season. And
they just haven't had their game yet, have they?
Yeah,
everyone's had their game. Wolves have had their game, as in like on the Sorare. Forest have had multiple. Fulham maybe had one, but I don't know.
Ipswich have had one or two, maybe.
Ipswich might have had one. Yeah, I can't remember the Palace one yet, or if it might not even happen. So yeah, is it at home to Brighton? It's not a gimme, but again, like you've got to fancy it. Brighton are just a weird team.
Yeah. Speaking of Ipswich, very unpredictable. You write them off every week, and sometimes they just get something, don't they? They're at home to Wolves. This is the team, and Wolves, this is their team as well. So there you go. Don't know how to think of that one.
Yeah,
top tacklers, Harry. Does that come into your thinking at all for this game week?
Yeah, I kind of it was like the first lineup I built, honestly.
Top tacklers.
And I bought a couple of cheap rares for it as well.
Nice.
Yeah, just a few cards that maybe I probably wanted anyway, but they're only classic cards, like 2, 3, 4 quid. But I bought a couple of Inception and tackle monsters, hopefully to take that down. I'm quite excited for it, to be honest. I've got like a few weird cards that really do fit, but to get the balance right, it's really hard, isn't it? Because you want the ones to tackle intercept, but you obviously want a bit of DA capability as well, I think. And finding that balance is really, really tough. But honestly, it was fun. Like I genuinely had fun building the special weeklies this weekend. It's probably the first. I always play them, but like this weekend, the 230 in season and tackles genuinely was like a really nice duo on it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, likewise. It was a good crack for me. I was even kind of tweaking them earlier today. I seen a little post from Sorare Probabilities on the tackling thing. And in all of these positions, I had a guy in like whatever they posted, the top 5 or whatever, top 10. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just put the 3 of them together.
I saw, who was one of them? I was a bit like, nah. Oh, it was, don't tell me you played O'Toole.
Yeah. I already picked him, but when I done it myself, I was like, oh, this is the first time ever O'Toole is like the guy I want to play.
He's top 3 on a metric. Like, yeah. When I saw the name, I was like, I mean, I know he can tackle, but like, it's just one of them where I just didn't expect him to be there.
Yeah. It's because he plays left back, and that forward card, I've had that for like 4 years now. It's never ever been played, and I've been happy, or it's been in a 5-man team or anything. So that's a bit of a giggle. We've had West Ham Bournemouth on screen. I've not seen either one of these teams recently, to be honest with you, but I know Bournemouth are maybe hitting a wee bump in the road with results recently. And West Ham, like this Guilherme is getting linked everywhere. Paqueta's back in the team. JWP is kind of beginning SO5 wise to look like his former self. So I don't really know what else to say on that game, Harry, but we've had it on screen. Anything from you on West Ham Bournemouth?
Yeah, not really, mate, to be honest. Yeah.
Villa Forest, Champions League, kind of duking it out, 6-pointer kind of thing. Feels like
Yeah,
Boubacar Kamara's flavour of the month at the moment as well, after his performances. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, they're both looking really strong. This is like a really good sort of, from a neutral perspective. I think this could be a really fun game to watch, honestly.
Did we not show Brighton? Sorry, I thought we did. Apologies. There's Brighton.
Yeah, you might have skipped it quickly.
Sorry about that. And then there's Forest. No Chris Wood from the start, still looks like, but again, yeah, they're quite reliable in themselves. Again, FA Cup semi-finalists against Man City, who we've had this morning announcement. Ginger De Bruyne is going to be leaving, or Ginger Zidane, I should say. Not Ginger De Bruyne. Ginger Zidane is going to be leaving the Prem. So Manchester Derby this weekend. We'll get to that in a wee minute. But we've got Brentford on screen now. They're playing Chelsea, and yeah, again, the Brentford team doesn't leave much to the imagination most weeks, and that's kind of where it is, isn't it? Chelsea have been all over the shop again. They're just always in the headlines for one reason or another. They're either doing above expectations or they're floundering.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yesterday's win will definitely give them a little bit of momentum. Sorry, first assist for Cole Palmer since like December or something. So, or first DA maybe. So yeah, that might be a bit of a relief for him. Yeah, I still fancy Chelsea here though. I don't know. Yeah, I still fancy Chelsea, but I don't think there's a clean sheet in sight.
Probably not. Yeah, Bobby Sanchez got a clean sheet midweek, and you'd have thought he won the Ballon d'Or the way he was celebrating it. And Moises Caicedo, the best craft I've had of the season, was an absolute boss in that game as well. AA machine. So I was so happy when I won him because he's just like fixture proof, like just a tackling guy everywhere. 60 points, no bother. Anyway, Fulham versus Liverpool. Fulham team here. Quite inconsistent. Willian is going to be in for this one from the start, which will be funny to see. And yeah, quite a usual suspects kind of lineup here. And Liverpool still striding on towards the title at this point, with Curtis Jones in at right back. Otherwise, the team's quite full strength, quite typical, you would say, for the most part. But yeah, that right back spot is an opener, isn't it? Maybe gives Fulham an edge into this game somehow, or a way into the game.
Yeah, I think he's honestly, like, I don't think he's that dissimilar to a Trent in a weird way. Like, playing, like, he's obviously not as good as Conor Bradley if we're talking defending, but like, if they're in possession, like, I fancy Kurz, and he might not have the same delivery as a Trent, but like, in possession, I think he's as tidy as they come. Like, I think keep the ball all day long and invert. He's not slow. Like, I can see it work. Like, I can see how they're doing that. Like, it's not, I don't think it's that alien. But it allows Robbo to bomb on, on the opposite flank, I guess. And I kind of like it, genuinely.
Fair enough.
Maybe not defensively. Yeah, I completely agree with you. But, if he's playing against Willian, like, it's not as if Willian's going to do him for pace or anything, is it? Obviously, you'll come inside all the time and you'll be tricky.
Is there no other player who'll be up? If that's the side he takes left against the right back? Yeah, it'll be a Wobie.
Yeah, Wobie technically. Again, he's not going to take him down the line. Like, a Wobie's an inside forward at best, isn't he? So, I don't know. I think that could honestly work quite well in possession for sure.
Tottenham against Southampton, one of the highest ranking games of the game week. A lot of 50-50s here. A lot.
Yep.
Yeah, Jesus. Good luck with that.
I know. And that's the best matchup of the Prem. By a mile. Like, wow. if we're talking odds.
Son and Tell on the 50-50. Even the midfield, is there anyone in there you would really, I guess you're wanting Maddison to play, but the defence, you could probably Romero, Pedro Porro, Vicario. You could probably get away with that. But the rest of it, Slanky maybe is a forward. But oh yeah, it's a tough one. Southampton team here. Big Paul is playing this one.
Tall Paul.
Yeah, Tall Paul. THB at the back. Oh, Jesus, you never know. By the way, Southampton, if they were to pick up 3 points, you wouldn't be hugely surprised. And then
we've got the Manchester against anyone. It would be against Tottenham.
Yeah, totally.
Just
the way things are going at the moment, and I feel bad for Big Ange, but that's just the way it's went. And then we've got the Manchester Derby. And do you know, like, as far as like a Ruben Amorim on paper team goes, like, this is kind of what I think everyone expected from Man United when he came in.
Yeah.
Could this team be all right if they kind of get their act together?
I don't know. It's fine. I think for now as like a stopgap, but yeah, like Garnacho and Xerxes as like your 2 10s is just not what you want. Is it? Like, I know Xerxes can kind of do that, Garnacho can like stretch the pitch a little bit as obviously a natural winger, but it's close. Yeah, it's closer to where we want to be, isn't it? I say we, but like where United want to be, but it's not the finished article. But yeah, it could do something. There's definitely something brewing. He's had enough time now where the players surely know what's expected from positional sense and stuff. So, but it's still the Bruno show. It's always just going to be the Bruno show, isn't it? Until someone else comes in that can like help him.
Yeah, fair play. In this City side, I don't know. Foden didn't play a minute midweek. Neither did De Bruyne. Surely De Bruyne starts this one after announcing his retirement now. I've played De Bruyne anyway before that announcement. I just thought he's playing Manchester Derby. He says, did Man U not get a good result against City last time? So I think there's City season aside, a score to settle in this fixture.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hope so. Yeah, like how they didn't get minutes at all is a bit baffling, really. But I don't know. Something's gone on. Like like how is Foden not even getting a minute? I know he hasn't maybe been deserving of them, but it's still Phil Foden. At the end of the day, I don't know. Something's off. Does he just go? Like, surely you don't go from not playing a minute to starting the Manchester Derby. That's the only weird thing for me for a Foden, let's say. I don't know, mate. Honestly, you just might as well just close your eyes and just fucking pick out of a hat with the City forwards.
Yeah, Man United won it at the Etihad in the middle of December. Yeah. So that'll be a score to settle there. De Bruyne's last Manchester derby as well, I hasten to add. And, City have been not their best this year, but they're still kind of getting away with it. They'll probably just win the FA Cup and, that'll be a bad season for them kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I can see it's been a good one. It's just, is it stackable? Nunez at the right back is, again, just kind of mirror imaging that Curtis Jones thing we were just talking about in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. But if Doku and Savio are both playing from the start, I think that makes a bit of a difference to the way they've been built as a team over the season. So normally it's been either one of them, and there've been some other problems in other spots. So yeah, no Haaland, obviously Marmoush up top. And then we've got Leicester. Unlucky for them, they're going to be taking on Newcastle, who are living their best life at the moment after winning the cup a week ago or so. And the victory lap will continue to run. This is the way Leicester are lined up. Not a terrible looking lineup, but it's going to be 5 at the back, isn't it? With Vardy, Daka and El Khanous just counter-attack, just as a free. And this is the Newcastle team who are, in lap of honour mode. They're going out there having fun, slaying teams, want to finish the season with a bang now, with a cup in the bag. And the team looks pretty good at this point in time. The only thing I worry about Newcastle is so many of these players have said, I want to go to Newcastle and win something, and now they've all done it. And it's like, the
offers start coming in now for your Brunos.
If they don't finish, how does the table actually sit for Newcastle right now? Champions League's obviously the main aim, but I don't know if that's really... they're still in the picture for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they really need to hang on to that top 6. So this is a big game anyway. And they're in a great place to have a big game. It's kind of what I'm saying as well. They're all proper shop window, good vibes, everything's going on with the whole team. So this could be a big one. I don't know where that was in the matchups tab. Maybe underrated.
Let's have a look quickly.
But maybe a wee bit behind schedule, so I'm just going to kind of charge into La Liga here. We've got Vallecano at home to Espanyol. The teams are on screen here. And again, La Liga will be really good for the tackling special because La Liga loves tackles. Girona Deportivo Alavés is on screen here, and somebody was in training, or I can't remember. I seen some Girona news earlier. It was Abel, Ruiz, and Miovski are both in training, so there's maybe a wee bit of last minute changes on that. Deportivo Alavés. All my boys are playing. I've got 2 of them in a team, so that's fun. Antonio Blanco playing as well. It's a nice wee Alavés team. I don't think Girona will kill that. And Real Madrid are at home to Valencia. And like we were talking about before, Vinny probably is quite safe, isn't he? But Raheem and Rodrigo, I think we've got the sense of that rotation as well, but you just never know with Real Madrid.
Because they played a lot of minutes midweek. Like Jude went 120, Vinny did, Rodrigo played like 105, Brahim, come off the bench. Mbappe came off the bench, I believe. So yeah, you can kind of get it, I think.
Yeah. Modric on to start, looks like as well. And we mentioned the goalkeeper thing earlier. That defence isn't rock solid. Valencia have been a bit better with the new manager, the former West Brom guy, Coberdan, or I don't know how to say his name, sorry. And this is a bit of a shake-up on shape in terms of how they've been approaching things. So we didn't totally rule them out, by the way. Big Sadiq is one of these guys that misses 5 sitters and scores from 40 yards.
Yeah.
So you just never know what he's actually going to do in a match. But they've been all right. They've been tidier. Never know.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Mallorca at home to Celta Vigo. Mallorca's team's been quite consistent for a while now. And there's Celta Vigo. No Aspas.
Yeah, what's up with him? Bench?
Yeah, maybe just a bit of age.
Fair.
Barca at home to Betis, and yeah, this looks to be kind of the team they practiced in training. Okay, so they think Ferran will play left because they were rotating between Rafinha and Fermin with the wee thing I read earlier today, and I just assumed that they'd both been to play where Rafinha normally is, in that kind of free role from the left, but maybe it's you put Ferran out there and you just do something different in this spot. So I don't know what to think about Rafinha, if that means he's not really going to get beyond the 60-minute mark and they're going to play Fermin, or even if they start Fermin, Rafinha probably comes on later, and just how they would work that. So interesting one there. The rest of the team is probably relatively safe, I would say. Betis aren't bad, but again, Betis will have midweek coming up as well, so maybe they've got split priorities at the moment. Big Cucho, Lo Celso's there. No Esco, but Anthony obviously going for the Ballon d'Or at the moment. We're loving this game for sure. Las Palmas at home to Sociedad. Las Palmas is here. Yeah, nothing much to say about them really at the moment. And Sociedad, an absolute headache as ever coming into this one.
Horrendous for rotation, isn't it?
Aye, they're an absolute bag of frogs, man. Aguerd out. His DNP last week killed me, but at least I know he's not going to play this week, which is fine. Sevilla are playing Atletico, so this is a big game for both, really, for very different reasons. And yeah, team's alright. They're not playing any of my players, so they're probably going to lose. Atletico Madrid. 50-50 at left back. The rest of the team's probably, maybe left mid as well. But everything else is quite nailed on, quite safe. And Atletico are still pushing for the title. It's the only thing they've got left to fight for, so expect them to take no prisoners in this one. And then Valladolid are at home to Getafe. This could be a great game for tackling. Like both of these teams just kick the crap out of each other for 90 minutes, to be honest. So, maybe there's a wee detail in there to be watched out for. Villarreal against Athletic Club, big game. And again, this is like a top of the table clash in a few different ways as well. My boy Luis Jr. got a game last week, Harry. Didn't know anything about it. And the manager said it's because he's better at catching the ball out the sky, essentially. And he's told both the keepers it's pot luck every week, essentially. So this is 60-40. For me, it's a straight 50-50. So we'll see how it goes. But I've put him in a semi-good team. I've given players to play with in case he gets a game. But yeah, not a great match. But for a keeper, it's probably a good match. Not a lot of goals in a match like this, you think? Maybe 1-0.
Yeah, it's either 1-0 away, is 0-0, or like 0-0 probably.
Yeah. Unai Simon on the other end of that, maybe for any holders. Williams brothers. Berenguer, 55-45 with Sunset.
Yeah.
And then Leganés Osasuna on screen here. Don't think there's much to say about either team really. Sergio Herrera is back in training and all the rest of it. He was suspended last week and he's expected to play this one. I think we'll go Bundesliga next. We've got Bayern tonight at home to away to Augsburg. Elvis been linked to Celtic this week, so maybe a few watchful eyes from Glasgow on this game to see what he's like. Your boy Matsima will probably catch the eye again in this one. Maybe get scouted after this game. Some transfer links for your boy, you think?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Bayern need a few centre halves, don't they?
But how many do they actually have? They've got 1,000 centre backs.
They've got 1,000, just none of them play.
Yeah, half the money that great either. 50-50 Goretzka Palhinha. That's probably correct, but I think Goretzka takes it. And Stanisic looks to be in at left back.
That'll be tonight now, won't it?
I've played Limer in midfield in my second top tackler team. Not my best one, but my second one. Just wee right back spot there for him. Bochum are at home to Stuttgart. This could be good for Stuttgart, but Bochum are good for the banana skin. They've gave a few teams a bloody nose. Definitely not an easy clean sheet team in terms of like they could get a goal or something, and not always just put to the sword. But Stuttgart are good. No Mittelstadt, but otherwise, kind of most of the guys are there. I think somebody else is missing over here. Stiller. It's normally Milo that's up here. Yeah, no Stiller, no Mittelstadt actually. So Stuttgart. Maybe Nep has cursed them. I don't know.
They played midweek, didn't they? I'm sure they played in the cup.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Stiller definitely played midweek. Whether he got injured or not is a different story, but definitely featured.
Freiburg are playing Dortmund, which again is a bit of a hard game to really back one team over the other. Goal fest is what you're thinking, probably. Dortmund have got some injury concerns in the team as per usual. They're changing shape a little bit to compensate. Girassi only 60-40 to start this one, interesting. But Julian Brandt being back will be good for some people. Benza Baini in the back three feels like it'll work out pretty well as well.
Yeah, I like that. Still is suspended. That makes sense.
Is that what it is? Awesome, guys. Thanks very much for that. Kunde plays every single game. You can say that again. Alves, no actual right back also. Nice little bit of detail coming in there. We've got Heidenheim at home to Bayer Leverkusen. Dorsch is playing. Loves to see that. Kratzik is playing as well. A few of the wee up-and-coming talents. And Leverkusen out the cup, out the Champions League. All they've got left is to try and retain their Bundesliga title. Bayern are getting away from them a little bit. Tapsoba over Mukiele at the last minute. That's a pain in my backside. But Aliash Garcia coming in for Wirtz has kind of helped me in some ways. And Frimmers is there as well. Grimmy's there. This is actually quite a tough game. I thought this could be good for Leverkusen, but looking at the team here, Boniface not likely to play from the start at least. I don't know. Tough one.
Yeah, that is
Mainz. Sorry, I was going to say Mainz pushing for Champions League, pushing for top four. They're at home at hosting Kiel. Full strength team as well.
Decent, yeah.
We then got Leipzig Hoffenheim, which again just feels like 3 each or something like that traditionally. And they've went to looks like a back four now for Leipzig, so maybe they're trying to shore up a little bit how they're building out. And yeah, not really nothing too spectacular in that team. Hoffenheim on the screen now. Bischoff, Kramaric, Grift Orban, some goal scorers in the team. Kaderbeck, Jurisic in at fullback again. Bremen, Frankfurt. Bremen, Ollie Burke and Duksch on to start up front together, causing mayhem against Frankfurt. Bahoya, Gotsa and Ekitike in the front three. And again, all their main defenders. Again, Frankfurt are good for top tackling. Perhaps they've got a lot of defenders to choose from. So yeah, interesting wee point there. St. Pauli Gladbach. Excuse me. St. Pauli team here. Vasilj is in, we're all cool with that. And Gladbach, they prefer it, they're better at home, but they're not too bad away. Nice looking team. No idea who this keeper is, Harry. Under 23?
I don't either. Yeah. He's he might be the third keeper. They've had a bit of a dodgy time, I think.
Let's have a wee peek, see if we can find him.
Could be wrong, but I'm sure he's down in the pecking order.
Yeah, he's got no cards.
Yeah.
He's from Luxembourg. Ooh.
Well, that's quite fun. Isn't that Morris's team? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And Fred Emmings.
Luxembourg,
he's 18.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's... Yeah, if he's playing Bundes... Oh, he must have started in both the last... Look at the two.
He is the Luxembourg keeper.
Oh, he's displaced Morris. Or is Morris... That can't be right. That'd be insane. Like, he's just completely...
Clean sheet against Leipzig.
Over. Wow.
He's got a pure Brazilian name. He's from Luxembourg. This guy's going to be a character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely little import, isn't he?
Love that. So watch out for his cards.
Sorare,
get on it, Sorare. Come on. Give it the Fran Gonzalez treatment.
I know, yeah. What side of the family do you think does the Luxembourg come
Might
out
just
in?
be from living there. Like, his full name is like Portuguese Brazilian, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone
It's
will
not
know
even
in the
like
chat.
Fred, Thiago Cardoso or something, you know, or Anthony, I don't know. Other Luxembourg names. French
That's
kind
fun.
of, isn't it, I suppose, for the most part.
Yeah.
Union Berlin are playing Wolfsburg. This is the way they're lined up for this one. Good game for Ronald, maybe. Wolfsburg are not too bad, but not that fearsome. Yeah. That's okay, isn't it?
He has Portuguese family.
Ooh, I knew we'd have the intel. Jalkin Calves, of course you know that. Try to get him into the youth squads, no doubt. We'll do Serie A and then we'll hit into France. We've got Genoa, Udinese, and then we'll get to MLS as well. I always like to check Genoa just in case they think Seagrass is going to play, although it's never going to happen. Okoye still holding back on the job since coming back in, so that's reassuring for those guys. Soleil played brilliantly against Inter Milan and was all over the timeline for a day, it felt like to me. So Omar Soleil holders rejoice. Iker Bravo, by the way, that's a Stish card, I'm sure. He's playing up front next to Luca. That's a fun one. Monza at home to Como. I think this is hopefully a great game for Como. Playing bottom of the league, you know. No Paz. Oh, no, Paz is there. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Speak too soon. But, no Valle, no Smolcic. As soon as I buy Smolcic, he gets benched.
Oh, mate, honestly, that was the curse of all curses when I told you to go and buy him. Gave away a pen, hasn't played a game since. Cheers.
Should have got Vavoida, but anyway. Only £4 or something. We'll bottom later on, probably.
Yeah.
Inter Milan looking good, just not that many cards. Lautaro Martinez back in training, so should be back in the team. And against Parma, could be a good one for them. Zion Suzuki potentially, if he keeps it down, could be the highest scoring keeper of the game week maybe. AC Milan at home to Fiorentina, and Warren Bondo. It's a new one on me.
Yeah, I've not heard that.
Yeah, no, I'm just never really that impressed by this AC Milan team. I don't know why. I've the likes of Gabia, seen Bondo's playing as well. No Felix at this time, but it feels quite tame. Fiorentina aren't that great, but they won't be scared, and they've had quite a good season. They've been quite chuffed with themselves for the most part. So, yeah, a hard one for AC Milan stackers, I would say. But Pulisic can still pop off. And if Reinders is in the 10, is that cheat code? Is that where Reinders becomes a boss?
I think. Well, I mean, it obviously allows him to get more DAs, I would argue. But maybe does he get less AA? But that might be a good thing in some weird way.
Yeah, not just net gain. Lecce at home to Venezia. This is the Lecce team. Should be a good one for Falcone. Venezia not been scoring too much. This is their team on screen here. Empoli Cagliari. All the usual suspects are here. Dennis Vazquez in goals again. Cagliari. Not much to say about them beyond Eli Caprile on loan from Napoli. Torino, Hellas Verona. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic is my common keeper of the weekend. I think you can see why probably. Really strong midfield. We said this last week about Torino. They're actually looking like a good wee outfit all of a sudden. Verona but have been a good banana skin team. But yeah, I think Torino could do well on this one. Atalanta Lazio. This will be fun. Full strength Atalanta as well, by the way. Not a man you would change there, I don't think. And they're playing Lazio, who are pretty full strength. They're maybe missing one or two bodies, but not much. Hard one to call. Hard one to know where it will go. We've then got Roma versus Juve. I'm sure there's a really cool name for this in Italy in terms of what they call the derby. And I want to say, is it maybe Milan Roma? Where the name of the derby, it's like something to do with a train, maybe, or something. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's the Milan one. I forget, but it's Roma and somebody. This is the Roma team in any case. And Juve, with Tudor in charge, could be interesting to see how they transition. Like Weston McKennie left wing back, Nico Gonzalez right wing back. This could be amazing, but might not work. And let's see how they fare against Roma. And then we have Bologna against Napoli. This is a Bologna team on screen here. Up to 4th in the league, by the way. Lewis Ferguson's come back at the right time to try and get them back into Champions League football next year. Orsolini and Ndoye for middle attackers as well. But Napoli doing none too bad themselves. Lukaku is in vintage form, and it feels like everyone's kind of turned their opinion on Lukaku in Italy this week. He's reached 400 career goals or something like that, which is a feat that not many people achieve, and he's only, he's nowhere near retirement really at this point, so he'll be feeling good. Scott McTominay was getting interviewed and telling everyone that how good the tomatoes taste in Italy, so he's ready to go. He's got all his tomatoes in him. He's ready to go for this game week. We'll fire into France until Harry comes back. We've got Nice, Harry's boys, at home to Nantes, and they are looking pretty full strength. No Dante, but all the other guys are there. And Nantes are a team that can lose to anyone, but all their main players are there except for maybe Nefan Zizi, who I think is out injured and stuff at the moment. PSG Angers, who we were talking about it being one of the best games of the game week, but also one of the hardest to project. And guys, we are almost at 200 of these on YouTube at the moment, which is great. We love to see it. But we're nowhere near 100 likes, guys. We need to smash through that like button to make sure you secure all the luck that you're going to need for this weekend, to make sure that you pick the right combinations of 5, you pick the correct captain, and then ultimately when you do win boxes and cards and stuff, you've got all that RNG luck locked in, so you win the best rewards possible. If you've not hit the like button, Sorare, they own and control the internet, and they don't like that. They love the content from me and Harry Boy, and they want to see you supporting the channel by hitting the like button. And it just means the more likes we get, YouTube knows we're having a great time on the show. We find more Sorare scouts and managers to come and join in, and we get the latest and greatest of last minute intel before we get to the deadline to avoid those DNPs and those terrible decisions and everything else. Jaswan, it looks to be Sergio Herrera. We had that on screen earlier. My Fafana's going to get wrecked. Yeah, probably. Regardless of who plays, he probably will get wrecked. It looks like Barcola, Goncalo Ramos and Kavicha is the front three. Meulu has a shout to play midfield all of a sudden. Vitinha's on 50-50. Fabru almost certain to start this one. The rest of the team, outside of maybe Donnarumma, is quite hard to predict. I think Pacho's quite safe for the most part as far as a defender goes. But yeah, tough one to go. In the common mode, I've went with Kavicha, just out of safety. This is the Angers team, and the good thing about the common mode is you can change the team if you see the lineup. So I'll take Kavicha, and if I see the team, I'll do my best to make a last minute swap. It's easily forgotten, but if I remind myself, I will do that, then there's a better chance of follow through. We've got Brest against Monaco, who are on screen at the moment. And here is Monaco, who've been doing good and looking good. Chao Henrique has been linked to the Premier League in recent weeks as well. Love to see more Premier League scouts are tuning into the deadline show. Fist bump to you all. Please do hit the like button and hit subscribe, of course. Olympic Lyon are playing Olympic Lille. Almada and Cherki on to start this. Mikatuadze as well, by the way, is in proper streets won't forget form. And this Lyon team, by the way, if it got its act together, if Almada, who's just been in the Argentinian squad again in this international break, Cherki's living his best life. Like, Lyon could unlock something crazy here if they get their act together. Not really too sure what the problem is with them overall as a club, etc. Financial stuff, I know there's lots going on. I'm not pretending to be well appraised across it all. Matias Fernandez Padro, by the way, or Pardo, I think he's been around the block for a while. Or he's quite a familiar name in some case anyway. This is a tough game, hard to call. Chevalier will be tested. Joe David probably scores no matter what. Lons are playing St Etienne. This is the Lons team. More teams are linked to Facundo Medina today as well, so it feels like Lons are getting stripped apart even further. This is the St Etienne team. And guys, we need to hit that like button. We need to hit the like button to make sure we get all the luck locked in that we need ahead for the game week. If you're here getting your last minute intel, smash the like button, support the show, and it goes a long way. The front four are under 23. That is incredible for Lyon. As we move on to Montpellier at home to Le Havre. And I think, by the way, Andy Delort, Teji Savanier, maybe even somebody like Chotard could have a great game week this game week. I think Teji's one of the shouts. And guys, I've got as well, guys, we have giveaways to do. I bought an Aliash Garcia in-season limited last week. I'll get it to one of you guys before the deadline. We've got it to give away today on the show purposefully. But we need to get to 100 likes, guys. Come on. But Teji, I brought him in this week to use in the same way at home to Le Havre. Surely one of the top 3 fixtures of Montpellier's season. They're fighting against relegation. Huge 6-pointer for them in the sense that they have to get those points on the board. Reims are playing Strasbourg. This is the Reims team, which is very strong, quite well built, but kind of off form, I think, for the most part. And Valentin Barco is in midfield again next to Andre Santos, and he's been kicking ass and taking names in there. Love to see that. Rennes, Angers. Now, this isn't a great game, I think, for either one overall. I think both of them have had good... Rennes haven't really had much good going on, but I think Rennes are like good enough and at home. The Auxerre can't really be super confident, but again, Auxerre have been dangerous, and Rennes are probably going to feel victim of that. Tough game. Good one for some individuals, maybe. Gaetan Perrin, the legend, of course. And doesn't this feel like a game that somebody like Theo Bair would get a decisive? Kiana Hoover as well. Living his best life. And then we have Olympique Marseille at home to Toulouse. Quite a strong team. Your boy Harry Benacer, he is in the building, as well as Rongier and Rabiot next to Guire. Luis Enrique, who again has been quite well scouted this week across the timeline by Premier League clubs and whatnot, and I think maybe somebody like Bayern, Mason Greenwood as well.
Mate, honestly, I don't know what's going on in Marseille. Have you seen De Zerbi and stuff? He's just like,
Yes.
it's mental. Like, apparently on Monday, he was like, players like, I don't want you to train. And they were like, all right, we won't train then. So none of them trained or something. It was just like, yeah,
Yeah, he
something.
said, I'm so annoyed at you, or you did so shit. I'm not taking training. And
Right.
then they went, well, we're not doing training then. You know, if you're
Back to
not,
the Xbox.
yeah, we're just going to dick about or something. So, yeah, backfire big time.
Yeah,
Try and
big
get a
time, yeah.
reaction like, no, coach, we'll work even harder. We want you to coach us. And they're just like, oh, okay, fuck you, mate.
Well, he lost. Greenwood and Henrique got benched the week before, so like, or maybe 2 weeks, like 2 consecutive weeks. So like, yeah, like he's not in the players' good books right now. It didn't seem.
And then this is the Toulouse team. So yeah, this one could go either way. Restes is back.
Yeah.
Injury discount gone on him. This Donham was one of the highly rated tackler potential guys I seen on that probability page. So his name jumps out at me as I see it there.
Yeah, he's decent.
That's us done for Champion Europe. Now, normally what we do is we normally kind of get into MLS next before we tackle the rest of world football. Harry Boy's on weather watch for us as well as we go through this. And the last weekend or so, I've kind of fell off the MLS wagon just with birthday parties and all sorts of stuff, clocks and everything. So feel free, Harry, to check us out on this as we go through it. But Charlotte at home to Nashville, it's kind of a tough game for both. Both have been quite good in some areas, or well, I don't know about overall, but Charlotte have been totally convincing. I know they've had some critics and whatever, but overall, like, yeah, neither one of them's a good team to stack necessarily.
Yeah, not really. I mean, you'd probably want Charlotte just in case it's a 0-0 or Charlotte win. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte win here. Genuine, not this, yeah, that crazy of a shout, but like Adjaman's back, yeah, and Abada. I reckon I'd back Charlotte here. I think Nashville away. I know they've been good all season so far, like considering their
It's a
team
defense
is not
stack
that
as
great.
well.
Yeah, I think Charlotte win. I do.
Fair. We've got Salt Lake at home to the Galaxy, and this is a real coin toss. This one could go either way for anyone, really.
Yeah, Galaxy played midweek as well, so that doesn't necessarily go for anyone. I think he got injured as well. Yoshida, slight hamstring sprain, I believe. So Big Zanka comes in.
Strolls
yeah, I
in.
don't know.
Pansel?
Strolls in.
Is that his return?
He's played off the bench twice. Sorry, he started midweek and came off at 45th minute, which is a bit worrying, but also maybe just fine. So yeah, he's had one start, 45. He had 30 minutes the game before. Yeah, you probably fancy him to start this game then, yeah.
Could be a wee bit of the X factor they need to get their season up and going. Atlanta United Dallas is a tough one. Although Atlanta, like, you probably watched the full game last week. I watched a wee bit of it. Went back and watched the highlights later. They look great on paper. They've got a lot going for them, but like, Jesus, man, do you not know what you're going to get out of them?
Oh, mate, honestly, defensively, they're just all over the shop in there, and Guzan sometimes, and I just don't like the back seven. You know, like the seven. There's no legs between Klitsch and Fortuna's okay. Slits or whatever his name is, he's actually fine, but he's not covering a ton of ground at like an incredible pace. I just worry defensively, as we've seen, they just leak goals. You know, that's just them right now. So can they shore that up? Maybe, but Amador looks to be out again, which is not great. I don't know. They just got mistakes in them, but they've got firepower. They've got serious firepower that can score 4 if they concede 3. Like, that is the type of team Atlanta is right now, which for SO5, like, I don't know if you saw, I've got a full Atlanta United stack, right? Like, yep. I had midfielder, forward. They all scored like 80 and above. I capped him, who, let's call it Almiron. Like, I scored it. Those 3 alone was like nearly 300. I think it was over 300 points. But I had Guzan and I had bloody Amador, who was a DMP, didn't even pass the warm-up. So, like, there is a stack there. You just don't worry about the defense.
I heard you. I watched your Road to Glory, Harry Boy. I heard all about it. I heard all about it. And they're playing Dallas, who have been, I wouldn't say maybe fun team I've been paying attention to. It's been more Sebastian Legit. But I said last week he's going to get decisive.
He did. Yeah, you called that one. You did that. I was like, so when it came out, I was like, come on, Lucho. Fucking Legit. I was like, no way. Just give me the Lucho DA early on, you know. We got it, but it wasn't the first.
Sensei, with the weather warning, Harry?
I don't know. I mean, it is pretty it's scary because it's the best 2 matchups of the game week. Cincinnati and we'll get to Columbus. I'm on a second streak personally, so my main cards are Cincinnati cards. I've got in season Denki, Oriano, and Engel. So yeah, I've just put them all together in like, I've got 2D1s luckily, so I'll just throw them in one of them with whoever, and it's just like I'll pray that the game goes on. But yeah, there's like an inch to half an inch of rain supposedly like whilst the game goes on, but then also prior to the game apparently it's going to be risky, weather-wise. So yeah, it's a bit of a gutter, but it looks like it's the Ohio area is mainly affected, or will be affected, sorry, by the storm, I believe it is. So,
And that was the weather brought to you by Harry Trades.
Yeah.
They're taking on New England, who have been sucking bums. And this is the team that they look to be fielding out against Cincinnati if the game goes ahead. Columbus, the other one, they are at home to Montreal. And they're pretty good looking at the moment. Overall, Columbus. No Nagby if they do play, which surprises me, certainly. But Schulte's back. They had some guys away for internationals and some guys missing, but that's like full strength for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. They're still missing a 9. The Russell Rowe is just not it. But yeah, they can somehow they'll churn results. It won't be as like 4-0 as it was last year. With Yakucho scoring 2s and getting 2 assists. Like it ain't going to be that easy for them, unfortunately.
No. And Montreal, have been pretty cack, right? But they've not went down without fighting. George Campbell, Waterman, Sawa have been scoring not too bad at times. Saliba in midfield. So yeah, watch out for that one.
Yeah. I mean, it might, like we said, it might not even go ahead, but
Red Bulls home at Chicago, Harry. Battle of the keepers.
I don't know. I get my hopes up every week with the Red Bulls, and I'm just, continuously disappointed with what I see from a defensive standpoint. It's just weird, like late pens and just random rubbish, Like I don't rate I rate Dylan Nillis. I think he's pretty good, but the center half one, the captain, I'm just not having him at all. He's just a big donkey. Gave away the pen last minute. Carlos Gil gets his 100. It's just like, come on, man. And Hack seems to be getting brought off like around the half time sometimes when they're looking to push on, maybe, which makes sense, I guess. But it's just worrying me. They're missing another 10. They're missing another Forsberg type esque player that maybe is a bit younger. Carmona's not here. He's a good Morgan player, but yes, exactly. Yeah, it's Morgan. They need legs. To accompany Choupo-Moting and Forsberg, who are easily in their 30s now. So they're massively missing legs. They have it in that midfield 3 of like Stroud, Edelman, and Nealis. Like they can all run, and Raheem's not slow, but like they're just missing the 10 type of legs.
Yeah, actual creators.
It's just so evident. It's crazy.
And they're taking on Chicago. No Brian Gutierrez ever since I bought him.
Yeah, what's going on there? He can't be suspended again, is he?
No, it's like an injury. He got injured on internationals.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Got it.
So it wasn't training. So rage.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
Rest of the team's quite settled. Philly are at home to Orlando. Again, 2 teams that have been really hard to project. A lot of people have had them doing worse than what they are doing this year. And both of them have been packing a punch. Ty Baribo, Luis Muriel, been 2 of the strikers that have been just non-stop scoring. But I've liked what I've seen from Quinn Sullivan. I said I didn't see much of anything outside of New York last weekend, but he's playing alongside Gazdag. Ure's in the building. No Wagner, looks to be Westfield. So I don't know what the latest chat is with Wagner specifically, but it looks like he's out.
Yeah, he's got abdominal issues and trained alone, I believe, yesterday. Quinn Sullivan could have a monopoly on the sets this weekend, so he could be like capable, I would say. Yeah. He's on most of them anyway, but even more so maybe. I don't think I say that. He took a pen or 2, Quinn. I'm just thinking, does Gazdag come back on them? I'm not too sure.
One to watch out for. But yeah, I think it could be, you could be quite right there. And Orlando, the way you described New York Red Bulls defence is the way I would normally describe Orlando's defence, where it's just, they could be fine, and then the 95th minute they'll just do something mad, or they'll get somebody sent off or whatever. But other than that, like their front 4 is actually really formidable, really clicking, and could hurt anyone. Yeah,
it's got a bit of everything as well. Like Ojeda's magical. You've got Pasalic, who's a bit more direct, a bit more punchy, but got an unbelievable left foot. Angulo works really hard and whatever. And Muriel, as we know, is Muriel. And they do have really good DMs. Like Atuesta and Araujo is like as good as it
Boss.
really gets if they're not like proper DPs coming from like, Europe type of thing. Like they're as good as it gets. So like you said, it's just the defense and they're away. Like this got like 2-all, 4-3 written all over it, I think.
Yeah. 2 international goalies as well, so that'll be a fun little detail in this match. Austin have been surprising me with their recent results. They're at home to Portland.
Yeah, they're sneaky. They're sneaky, Austin.
They are sneaky.
Yeah,
Not to be totally written off.
No, like Owen Wolf's going really well. Bakari's done okay. Ozuni and obviously Vasquez, two good nines. Like and Pereira's a decent player as well. Like, and not even surprisingly, they've got a wicket keeper and a decent back four without being again any like massive names. Like they're just a solid 11 right now. I'd argue. But like, mate, when I watched Timbers on the weekend, oh my god, I don't know how I'm saying it about a Phil Neville side, like, but mate, they're just everywhere. Like they're so athletic. Like between like Anthony Moreno, Da Costa, whatever, Chara's everywhere. David Ayala just controls the game for fun. But like that Fori, the left back, Mosquera's like an absolute like gazelle. Like they're just so athletic, mate. Honestly, they were just like suffocating. Who did they play? It was Houston. Not that Houston are that good, but mate, it was like worrying. They were like pack of wolves. It was scary. So whether they can bring that again is a different story. But mate, they're weirdly good, Portland. Even without Evander, which is the best player in the league for me.
Portland Timberwolves is what you're calling them.
I like it.
So yeah, they're away to Austin. Let's see how that shakes out. Houston are at home to LA, and I've been calling on my content recently, Harry, like Jack McGlynn is fixture proof. He is just. Yeah, it doesn't matter who he's playing against. Is he playing? Yes. Well, he's fine. He'll be all right to go.
He'll just get you 40 AA or a DA or both, basically.
Yeah. They're at home to LA, and this is the rest of their team. Is there any hope for them with fixture-proof McGlynn back in the team?
I say, you can't write them off, mate. LA played midweek. I wouldn't write them off, but it's just, like I said, I watched that Portland game. They've just got no firepower, mate. Like, McGlynn's whipping balls in, and, like, he's got tons of quality, as we know. If Benteke is on the end of those crosses, there's goals, but Big Ponce is just like, whatever. He's just rubbish. He's just rubbish, yeah. He just runs around, big galoot, and Ladero can't run anymore, bless him. Bassi and Krakauyak, whatever his name is, they're both the same player. Like, they just don't offer enough, They don't have any wingers. Brahimi is a winger, but obviously he's not getting in. Like, they got no wingers and like a couple of 10s. They got 3 10s there. And none of them can run. So it's worrying. But yeah, McGlynn's just unbelievable. I will give it to him. He's really good as well. Like he's like, the sort of governor of that team. Yeah,
the boss. He gets well spoken of, certainly. And they're playing LAFC, Cengiz Under, David Martinez, and Denny Buanga in the front three. And Harry Boy, I seen this earlier this morning. Odin Thiago home. Projected to start in the engine room.
Interesting. Whoop. Who's come out there then?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, actually. Huh.
Is it maybe that Martinez? Was he maybe in the 3? He's been put.
He's a winger, isn't
he? Yeah, he's that fast guy, isn't he?
It might be that guy, that Saldana guy. I'm pretty sure it'd be him, I'd assume.
Nice.
But I don't think he got... I don't know. I'll be honest, I've not really seen him play. But yeah, that's fun for Big Olden home.
No Hollingshead?
Yeah, that left back, they paid like 2 mil for him from Ukraine. And he's like 21, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Someone Jacob said hello to my cat. It's not a cat, unfortunately. I do have a cat. But it's not a cat.
That's somebody sucking a bottle. That's what that noise is.
No, he's got his little sheep.
Is that what it is?
Shaking his sheep, yeah. He's herding them up.
Kansas City sacked Big Pete Vermees this week.
Finally.
Yeah, it is a bit of a finally, but it's an end of an era. I think he's one of the most longest serving managers in football history. He's been there for 15 years or something crazy like that. Since like 2010. Yeah, won MLS Cup, won 2 US Open Cup things. He's won 3 or 4 things. And so it's weird. It's weird that he's been sacked. It's like one of those ones where it's like when Wenger left or when Sir Alex Ferguson left. On a much smaller scale, obviously, and in Kansas, but it's just like the guy's always been the manager, now he's gone. And who knows what that does for them this weekend. They're at home. This is the team that they might field. I'm not even too sure who's an interim charge, to be quite honest with you. And they're taking on St. Louis. Oh, my other guy's playing as well. That's fun.
Yeah, I think Lowen's got family issues or something, personal issues, so he's not playing despite coming back from suspension. Yeah, obviously no Berkey. Hartel's still not really Hartelling, really. Klaus, no Tusha. So again, I just think they just lack serious firepower. Like Klaus isn't there, and that Becker's okay, but Birch or whatever his name is, I don't know. Yeah, again, if I'm Kansas City, I think that they have to be taken a little bit. Be tough because like they're good defensively, St. Louis, but
I was going to say St. Louis' thing is just being solid defense, especially SO5 wise. But they do have, like Saloy, Jovic, and Shappy. It's not a bad front three.
But yeah, Manu Garcia, that Jake Davis is a good little player. Honestly, they've got decent players. They just, I don't know, they just crumble. Like every chance seems to go in against them.
Yeah, it's this defense. Kyrie Shelton at right back is wild.
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Vancouver Whitecaps at home to the Rapids. This is the Vancouver team. All the boys except Vite are back in town from internationals and whatnots. Looks like a back four for this game. Takaoka's back in as well.
They played midweek, Quinny. Did Vite play in that midweek?
I'm not sure. They did play midweek, sure. Right?
Yeah, because Brian White got a little goal, didn't he? I'm just thinking, did he... Let me have a look quickly. Vite did play. He played 90. I'd be shocked. I mean, you could argue rotation, but surely he plays, doesn't he? Pedro Vite.
Yeah, maybe. Minute management, maybe a wee bit comes on at fair. 45, 60, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, home of Colorado's a game you'd think they would want to get the points in. Colorado have always got a nice looking 11. It's just like, are they actually doing it or not? It's the main question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I don't know. You don't know what Colorado you're going to get. Like when they go off, like Jordy just gets 100. Like it's just one of those things where everything goes through him, and yeah, they can score well. Like their defenders can pack a punch. Chidozie or whatever his name is, that left center half. Zach Stefan obviously is decent. Atencio got like 30 AA last game, which was nice, impressive. He had like 6 or 7 tackles. Yeah, he's
nice.
So athletic, and I really rate that Oliver Larraz. He hasn't really done much SO5 wise, but. Yeah, they're missing like another good player,
I just always think with Colorado, like every one of those players would start for so many other teams.
Oh, easy, yeah.
If you know what I mean, like quite like everywhere they've kind of got somebody like, oh yeah, he'd get a game in tons of places,
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, they're missing that kind of X factor.
Yeah, they're missing like a proper good winger, and I don't think Cabral's it.
Yeah, Cabral's been letting us down for years at this point. San Diego, who won another. They're the Kings of California now. I think they beat the LAFC this last week, didn't they? Or
I can't
riots in the streets.
Remember.
There was riots in the streets.
Scored. Did they win?
Yeah.
I genuinely can't remember.
I'm sure San Diego are ruling LA these days, or ruling California these days.
They are right now. You can't really doubt that at all.
Chucky Lozano's back in the building. This Valacari guy seems to be killing it. Dryer's everyone's favourite.
Trying first guy, yeah. They got some good players, man. Like they've done well. They've scouted incredibly well.
And they're taking on Seattle, who look like this.
This happened last year with Seattle. They just didn't get going to start the season, like for the first 10 games, and you just knew that the squad would eventually kick on, and it kind of did. Obviously, they didn't win anything, but they had a decent little run in the playoffs. And does that happen again? Like, can you rely on that? I don't know, but. Jesus, yeah. I don't think this Ryan Kent thing that solves much, to be honest.
Jesus, he doesn't. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it doesn't solve
Ryan
much.
Kent is not going to do it in MLS.
No. I say Ruthrock better winger than him. Like he's not going to play above Ruthrock, Yeah, he's not going to walk into the side at all. He's just going to be a bit of rotation at best, I would argue, unless anyone else gets injured, which obviously could happen.
Yeah, he is capable of a moment or two, but. He's not going to be fit the whole time. He's not good enough for it. I don't think either. Like a team like Seattle, I could have seen it if he went to, with all due respect, maybe somebody else like an Austin or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it's just going to be so bad. I'm not looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Next up, we've got New York at home in Minnesota. New York team looks to be this. I think it's hard to argue against. I think the front four has kind of nailed itself in with form and whatever recently. Johnny Shore's been doing really well. Gray's not back fit yet. And the suspicion is Risa comes back into the defence after Thiago Martins kind of thrown it away against Atlanta last week. Between him and Freeze, the miscommunication early to go thing, in case any of you missed it. So hard to. There will be some sort of reshuffle here. I can't imagine Hack comes out the team because I think Hack has been one of the better players this year. But let's see how it shakes out. But yeah, at home, NYC are always just a little bit extra dangerous. And they've been quietly okay without being great this year. It's kind of my frustrating part with my stack is just they've not really brought it all. They've either been all right defensively but not scored goals, or they score goals and concede 4, So let's hope this week it's a wee bit better. But they're playing Minnesota, who are in pretty good shape themselves. And the team looks all right for them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Minnesota are a problem away from home. They just bank in, and then they got 2 real good quick 9s, and they'll just beat you on the break. They're a scary team to play against away. They can play at home as well in a different sense and win comfortably. I've seen that already this season. But honestly, away, mate, they're dangerous. And Pereira's starting to kick into gear a little bit. Rosales is back. Bongo, they've got serious pace on the break. So, New York might have a lot of possession maybe, and Minnesota will go really deep, and then they'll just nick it, and they're just gone, on the counter. And it's just whether or not, they can obviously finish their chances because we know how good of a keeper Freeze is. But yeah, Tani, Yeboah, Bongo is scary, mate, honestly, for MLS standards.
Yeah. And the thing with New York as well is it's when you're saying they're good away, that definitely makes me think, okay, that's definitely an extra bit of worry for my stack. But that Yankee Stadium's a weird away ground compared to
horrible,
everyone else.
It's tiny, which is
takes away a lot of width.
Yeah, so I don't know, but they got 2 9s. It's not as if they've got wingers. Their wing backs are wingers, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Yeah, in a weird way, that might actually be of a benefit to New York because there's just not as much ground to stretch.
Mm-hmm. That's how Maxi Morales is still playing at 45 years old.
They just keep making the pitch smaller. Let me play 5-a-side next season. The ball will be a little futsal ball.
The Quakes are home at DC. This is the Quakes team, and feels like they started off really good, but with 1 or 2 injuries, it's just kind of showing the chinks in their armor a little bit. But they're at home against a team that Bruce Arena used to manage famously. Should be up for a win in this one. They've not looked that great themselves. This one could go either way, really. Battle of the strikers, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be a dead rubber. Could be, Benteke next 2, or honestly, a real weird one to try and predict. Genuinely.
And then the final MLS team we've got is Miami at home to Toronto. No Messi, it looks like. Oh, Robert Taylor and Suarez up the front here. The rest of the team, 50-50 at centre-back. I don't know if that's of interest to anyone, that position. But otherwise, I think everything else is quite well projected there. Ustari still in. I thought it might have been calendar season this weekend, but not quite.
Yeah, they've had a couple of dodgy keeper situations, haven't they?
Yeah.
Sure they have. Yeah.
If you've skipped back, Oliver Drew, we caught that a minute later or something, if you've rewound the show. And yes, Ryan Kent is in Seattle. He's wearing green now. And it's just it's a sight you don't want to lay your eyes on. But yeah, so this is the Miami team. In Toronto, Harry, everyone was shitting on us for the Sean Johns. But Sean John's an alright wee keeper. He can be alright. Probably not this weekend. Or maybe no Messi's good.
I mean, no Messi, it could actually work out pretty well, couldn't it?
The rest of the team's a bunch of no-names, and then Insigne and Bernadeschi.
You just got to hope they just grind out a result into the 80th and somehow as 0-0 at that point and nick one, or just keep it 0-0. That's the best case scenario. Yeah.
And that is MLS. Now, before we jump into the rest of European and world football, we have a little message. We've debuted this last week, but we've got a little advert video to play now. So stay tuned with us, and then we'll go through Challenger and Contender. MFL Meta Football League is a football management game that takes this genre to the next level. This is an open network online experience where every club, every opponent you play against is managed and operated by another player, by another person. It's your tactics, it's your wit, it's your squad against your opponents. MFL seasons normally run for around 6 weeks, so this isn't a game that comes out every new football season that you need to go and buy a new copy of. So there's never a bad time to open your account and get your club up and running. The only thing you need to buy or to pay for to get up and running to play MFL is your club. You can buy a club pack from MFL directly and it will randomly generate where your club is located, what city and in what country. Every club is fully customizable. You can name it what you want. You design your badge. Once you've licensed your club and customized it, the first thing every MFL manager takes to is the open market. You've got to build your roster of players. Every player in this game can be bought and sold for real money, which means a lot of active traders really like that aspect of the game for taking players that are really cheap and undervalued, and along with the player progression, maybe make them into a better player before returning them back into the market. One of the ways MFL takes this game to the next level is every player you own, you're actually their agent. So any players that you own that you're not going to use in your own squad, you can list on the market for loan, where they can go into another squad, and in return you'll get a percentage, you'll get a cut of any of the prize money that those players help those clubs to win. MFL for me really does encompass everything you could possibly want in a football manager game experience. Sign up by using the link that's in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. You'll directly support me and all the content here at the channel, but by doing so you guarantee yourself the best sign up bonuses available. If you do have any questions or you get stuck, feel free to reach out, and thanks again to MFL for supporting the channel and sponsoring the content. Hey, that was fun. And we've got a message in the chat here for oh no, sorry, I think I missed that. I think the Igor Jesus stuff was that. I think that's why Odin Tiago home was in from earlier, by the way, just to reference that, because I think we missed it. But yeah, Challenger Harry Boy, we're in Holland.
Yeah, we are in Holland for, yeah, I mean, there's 20s that stand out, I would say, but Sparta Rotterdam, not bad. Ajax, as far as matchups go, there's a couple. Herenveen played tonight. That could also be quite tasty. AZ Feyenoord might cancel out those two potentially. Yeah, 20 Fortuna. This could be big, but 20 have just not shown me recently, enough to get too excited about that. The old PSV, Tillman might be back in the building, so fun for the Tillman holders having him back. Almere City versus Pexwool. Heracles Walwick. Big Guitarans in the building. Go Ahead versus Utrecht. Sparta.
Oh, I've just went to double check my teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Before we get to that section of the show, I do need to nip away in like 5-6 minutes. I need to go do the school run a bit earlier today. But I've just I had a good under 23 midweek, Harry Boy. I forgot to mention.
Oh, go on, yeah.
I had Moses Caicedo
and yeah,
Tani, and had Guardiola captain on 100.
Oh wow, yeah.
My last two players were Victor Roque and Bernabe, who did a combined score of 63.
No.
Finished third. Should have won the division at Cantor.
D1?
But I finished... D2.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's good, though.
I think D1 was harder anyway. But I was fourth, I'm now third. So I now get a wee cheeky podium for it. So a wee thing on the... What do you call that wee page where they put your wee trophies now? Your club page, your home page, your play page?
Trophy cabinet? I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting our wee bronze medal onto the shelf.
That's class. Do you what do you get for that? Tier 2 or 1?
Still a tier 3.
Is it? Jesus.
Yeah, tier 3 for fourth, tier 3 for third.
Not ideal, but better than a kick in the teeth, mate. Congrats, that's sick.
Second place is a full 20 points ahead of me, so that's never going to change. Yeah.
Porto Benfica this weekend.
Ooh, cancellation.
Yeah.
Like, cancel each other out. I mean, the tier 3 pool, I'm just looking at it now, it's pretty minging.
Is it? Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But Johnny Shore is one of the top cards in it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. It.
Nah. Yeah, no idea what I want out of that. I don't think there's much going that's worth praying for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got 44 lineups out now, Harry. And I think I said to you I had 6 DNP goalkeepers and then like 2 or 3 50-50 goalkeepers in that. I'm now down to, I think, only 3 DNP keepers, and now I've been up to like 5 50-50 ones. I've still not revisited the Schmeichel problem as well, by the way. So I need to maybe consult the old Twitter timeline here.
Yeah, what are you going to do about that?
See what Celtic have been posting. Have we got a Brendan Rodgers press conference out yet? Jota shared his thoughts. No, that's not what we want to see. Yeah, no other post. Oh, that's an absolute killer, by the way. I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, that really is. That could be just so annoying. I wouldn't think they just rush him back, would they? Like, it'd be quite strange to rush a keeper back, I'd like to think.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that as well. Ian's confirmed we've got some news.
Yeah.
Roger said he's only doing work with his feet. Good. But Harry said he's got gloves on.
He had gloves on.
Harry agreed he's got gloves on.
He was kitted up, so...
Oh, Roger said in an interview.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That helps.
Thanks a lot, guys. Whew. Aye, heart attack over, maybe. wait till he fucking starts, and it wrecks 5 teams.
Just out of nowhere.
Makes me want to swap a Paul Lopez into a D1 just to cover my ass.
You'll be... I mean, yeah. I mean, the Paul Lopez fixture is good, so... I wouldn't be shocked at you doing that, but...
I've got 2 Celtic stacks, yeah, and both Sinisalos. Maybe I put a Pau in there and put Sinisalo into the D2. That feels like sensible, doesn't it?
Can you move the thing, Quinny? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Just because of the keeper jeopardy. Thank you, man.
It's quite a big message as well, apologies.
No, it's all good. Artur or Dreyer Magnum call?
Ooh.
I mean, Dreyer's got more of a...
Dreyer.
Obviously a peak in him. Yeah, you've probably got to go Dreyer. On his current form, for sure.
Yeah, lots of open... We're in the Contender already, Harry boy. Flying through it.
I know. What was I going to say? I did see on Sorare data that Guiri's questionable, as in like his percentage is coming down. So I've played him, but I'm going to take him out. I just haven't had time yet.
If there's any Guiri news, guys, let us know.
Yeah, he's like 60-40 behind. Neil Mapai.
Hey guys, I've got an in-season Aliash Garcia. He's playing Heidenheim this game week, ready to give away. We're not even at 100 likes, guys, still. We're close to 200 watches. I don't know what yous are up to. Take the phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen. Whatever you need to do is for your own benefit. Just make sure you get no DNPs and you pick the right captain. Increases your game week luck. But once we get to 100, we'll also give away a card. Maybe to you. Maybe to someone else in the community. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, guys, please do support the show. Hit the like button. And let's smash through 100, guys. We normally rinse it all the way up. And we're maybe it's because of the nice weather, Harry. We're in more people's phones. They've got the Bluetooth headphones on. And they're just like, I'll do it in a minute when I cross the road. And then they don't. Do it now, before you forget. Before you cross the road.
Or if you're not signed in and you're watching YouTube on not an account, something dodgy's happening.
There is that as well. Do you know, that's one of my... I wouldn't call it a pet peeve necessarily, right? But you know when you listen to like big YouTube channels, like big ones,
Yeah.
and they say like, 45% of these don't subscribe or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So much of that is like unsigned in TVs and
Of course
incognito mode and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just
100%.
obviously they know. If I know, they know. But it just annoys me hearing that. Like, it's not really that. It's not true. It's just signed out accounts, isn't it? Guest accounts and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to get signed in on like TVs and stuff. I know you can do it with your phone now, can't you? But
Fitzy's out.
Yeah, Fitz is out, isn't he?
Royal Livy, you are forgiven. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Fist bumps on arrival. You can help us get to 100 likes, Royal Livy. You can be like 100 if you've not done so already. Keep that locked and loaded, buddy. Then when we get to 99, you can smash it. Yellow card suspension for Fitzy Boy as well.
I watched the stream last week. You didn't get through everything, did you? In the end, or did you?
I think I did.
I was watching. You did you? Yeah. No, because I was watching in the car and I was in and out of service, so I couldn't really I didn't watch it at the very end. At one point, like you were sweating a little bit, like just like as far as yeah.
I think I left like France League 2 and something else to request only. Like if you want, there's like 2 leagues where it was like if you want to see it, tell me who.
Yeah.
Oh, like number 88 Royal Livy, that's even better. Lock that lock in on the lucky number. Oh shit, I need to go. BRB.
No worries. Come on, let's get through J League. J League played midweek. Yeah, there was a few J League midweeks. Midweek fixtures, I'm sure. Yeah, because Contender was open, wasn't it? The old Red Diamonds away to Avispa. Kawasaki versus Tani and Co. It's been some big. I think this guy absolutely smashes, doesn't he? Okamura. I'm sure he's been scoring really well of late. But yeah, after J and K, we might just take requests. So if you want to load them in, if there's any Contender specifically teams that you want me to look at, I will. If they're from Challenger or Champion, then it's going to have to be a scroll back job on your end, I think. K-League. I just can't see me getting through all these without not being able to submit my lineup. So I have to be selfish at the end of the day. What's happened to Cecilia as well? I feel like he's fallen off a cliff, hasn't he? Not literally, but yeah, I'm definitely not going through all them. Right. Johnny, I don't know if you understand English or not, but I did say no Challenger or Champion lineups. That is a scroll back job on your behalf. Paderborn has been done, so that's another scroll back job. Northern Sports Cards, that is another scroll back job. Unfortunately. I did do Rosenberg Tom already, yep. I've done AZ and I've done Anderlecht Laney, so that's a scroll back job. Haven't done River Plate, Dobbsy. First one that listens to the rules. Where's the old River Plate? Am I being blind? There we go. 5 minutes ago this was updated. Wow. There's the old River Plate. We'll wait for Celtic, just because Quinny will be back in like 10 minutes. Gavin Taiwan's Nacional in Colombia. Do we have Nacional? We do not, unless this is not Colombia. Unless, I don't know. But yeah, this is the only Colombian team on there. Is that Palmeiras? Facundo, 70%. Victor Roque. Mikal's coming in straight away and starting. Interesting. Estavio. The moment we get his cards, the better. He's back. Well, you're on mute.
The wife didn't totally trust me, so there's a backup plan in place.
Wow.
So
okay.
I bumped into Carl, who's a family friend kind of thing. He's like, "Oh, I'm away to pick them up." I was like, "Oh, magic."
Yeah. Love that.
Result.
So I put it down to the chat for requests, and I started getting requests that were against, my T's and C's, which is
like
just
what?
not on, as we know.
Oh, okay.
Just like a load of Champion and content Challenger lineups, which we've already done, and I just don't have the energy.
We've hit through 100 likes, guys. Love it.
Oh, that's quality.
Let's get it, guys. 100, 125. We need. Oh, no. 119. We need to get to 119 next. Come on, guys. Come on.
LJ.
Mate, Affengruber's week. Top versus bottom.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping so. I've obviously played him, but yeah, like they're like rotating quite a lot recently, which is obviously not fun. No Neymar, which I think was known. Canales is out. Yeah, the fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
Almeria away to Granada. There's the old Almeria team.
Nice.
I said someone asked for Celtic, and I just said we'll wait until obviously you come back. But
of course, yeah. Jump into Scotland whenever you're ready.
That's quick. I'll quickly just do the main bits of Russia, just in case that's something that people are interested in, which I'm sure Zenit have some fans.
I've got one there.
Yeah, a little bit of Moscow with Barco. CSKA versus Dinamo. See if anything else pops up. With his coach in a glass door. Yeah. I heard the glass door won. You got the better of him.
No. Seems that way anyway.
Gavin says, been trying to translate some Colombian news, trying to figure out how bad of an argument Edwin Cardona got into with the manager. On a scale of 1 to bad, how bad was this? How bad was this, Barney?
Yeah, Colombian fights like Falcao's been pure bombed out of his squad and all that as well. Like, yeah. Not that he was a pure important piece or anything, but it would have been fun to use him a few times, you know.
They just love a scrap, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of jeopardy, I think, because if Guiri's out, that definitely throws a not very fun spanner in the works, to be honest.
Luka Sucic has pure fell off the projections on the ones that are shown on Sorare.
Yeah.
I went and checked the newspapers there, nothing's moved on him. Might go check that Spanish guy on Twitter.
Guiri very doubtful, yeah, that's not fun. So who comes in for...
Are we certain about Guiri? Am I dropping him too?
Yeah, drop him, yeah.
Drop him? Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Definitely.
Second team he was in. I actually had a bit of an excess of guys towards the end. Where, like, I'll probably just pull a Penda up then or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to put him in under 23s as well. I forgot about that. Good catch. That's it's a tough one.
There's nothing worse having to like move teams around after you've like put everything in type of. I hate it so much. It just annoys the hell out of me.
I've kind of got to the spot where like some of these kind of guys are not really that in order of priority. It's just kind of like they're all kind of like meh, you know.
Yeah.
It's like just swap one for another one for the most part.
Yeah. It's just annoying when it affects like one of the bigger teams. I just hate him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a problem for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Really feels under 23s out there. Mohamed Ali Cho's going to play, isn't he, Harry?
Yeah, probably, but I'm a bit worried with like him, Boga, and Diop. There's like one of them will miss out. I'm gonna say, which could I wouldn't want to stick my neck out and say who that would be. Okay, genuinely,
I'll just shelf him a wee bit as well then.
Yeah, see if you can shelf him for a bit.
And then we're dropping Guiri for Openda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good team. Oh, no. I'll put... Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll put Oyarzabal up one. And then put Openda in there. Sorted. So Oyarzabal's got to play. And he takes penalties and stuff. So yeah,
check if there's any more. Can you show Dynamo Zagreb? I can indeed. Dynamo.
Oh, thanks a lot, Graham, for the intel. And for the tackler special, we'll get into the specials and all that in a wee second as well, I suppose, in terms of how me and Harry are lining up and thoughts and feelings. I went through like my guys. I actually went through everyone that I thought would be good and actually just opened up their score. How many tackles did they get? And try and just find guys that regularly catch them, because a little bit of it is the Opta guy, that does that league generally. Do they catch tackles quite a lot? Do they go for duels? And I know there's a bit of that with Korea in a different way, but I wouldn't worry so much about position. I think the match is quite important, but actually catch your guy and see if they are tackle. They do register for tackles.
Rosario.
But yeah, or maybe Sani actually. That maybe. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna put Sani in for Guiri.
Yeah.
I'll put Openda in Bundesliga. And there we go. I think I've just about. Leroy. Awesome. Anything else about Scotland?
Yeah.
Lataro's back in training, buddy. I've seen it on the timeline. He's 60% on to start.
Let's fly through a couple of these till we get to the old.
Kilmarnock have been sucking recently, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's
Yeah,
a whole team changes there.
Yeah.
And with Motherwell, by the way, if you click back onto that for a second, I know you're kind of thrashing through them, but the goalkeeper is like 50-50 now. Like the other guy who was injured has been on the bench 2 games, and if you read that note, the fans are not liking Balcombe anymore. So I don't know what to think about the goal. So that's my 50-50 keepers. I've just put them all out there, the Motherwell guys, and one of them will have a team, one of them won't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're on Rangers Hibs there, I think.
Yeah. Ross County, Aberdeen.
Decent Aberdeen team. They're starting to hit form again.
Yeah, something's brewing there, isn't it?
Shortest away trip of the year. Or shortest trip to Dingwall, anyway. This is the St Johnstone team. St Johnstone have been great this year for ruining my other clean sheets in Scotland that are not Celtic. Whenever someone plays St Johnstone, I'm only like, oh, that's a good game, and then they end up scoring a goal. So I'm hopeful that doesn't happen this game week, but they've got form for it, so I'm not going to count my chickens on it. But we should smash them. I hope.
And then the main boys.
Yeah. Yeah, McBride's got Narocki in here. I think everyone I'm kind of listening to on Celtic media thinks Narocki's going to get like a run of games, but I just don't really see it that way. Like, I think it's either he's getting games because he is like a good worker, he is a good player, and there's been no space in him just to get him his medal because he's maybe this Rogers thinks he's earned it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's given him the chance to actually earn it on the pitch. Or Trusted maybe did have a bit of an injury because he did like return from national duty and missed the derby match before the break and stuff. So it's hard to know without any intel coming out from this one. So if there's been any actual release on that he's have caught since the deadline show's been on, guys, feel free to update me on it. It's just stay away from it, to be honest with you. I think the only Celtic defenders you can use is Vickers and AJ. There's even a shout that Rogers is quoted as saying like Taylor will feature before the season's out again. And your best bet as to when that would be, like is it a big game? Is it a game like this against St Johnstone? It's hard to know. Schlupp's a midfielder card anyway, so it's a bit of a different. You're probably not using them anyway, but just a side note. Front three's going to be fire. Dyson's on track for 40 goals this season. He's became an SO5 god in the last week or two.
Insane, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's just, I know it's obvious in hindsight, but like he was never a natural winger, was he? He was an inside forward at worst, and he's a 9 probably at best. Like he's just so direct, and he's got great instincts. But I think people say like Kyogo's movement was a bit better, hence why he was the 9 for so long type of thing. And you could maybe argue he's a better poacher, would you say, than Dyson. Like his movement in the box was just so sharp, wasn't it? Like that front post, like that one across the front post, and he would just like sort of just tap it in, keep aside. Like I don't know, but I think he's a better player, mate. Dyson.
I think the only thing Kyogo has over him is like in a 100-meter race, Kyogo probably beats him, or 50-meter race or whatever. Yeah, I think Kyogo.
Dyson's quicker.
I think he must. Like, why would Ange and Rodgers think he's the guy to be on the break? Like that's because they both are kind of the same player stylistically.
Yeah.
So why would you pick him to be through the middle? Is it because he's maybe 4 inches taller? Doesn't even hit the ball. So
yeah, I honestly think it's movement. I think his movement and back to goal, he's a bit better than Dyson. Like his link-up play back to goal, I think he's a bit more tidier than Dyson. Dyson, you want him facing defenders and making and sort of going into areas. They're different whilst being like super similar. But Dyson's a demon up front, mate. He's like a legit. Like I wouldn't have him as a winger, genuinely. Like I just didn't think he was impactful, honestly. Like I just think he was wasted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you couldn't play both of them up there, so I get it. Like.
You playing Luis Jr.? Yeah. I am. I'm playing him, and I'm playing him somewhere just to get my team around him, just in case. But no, I make it quite right there. I think a big part of it as well. I see it on Celtic content quite a lot. The Sorare community know it all too well because of BCMs. But for me, Kyogo was not a good teammate. He was just the main thing that used to boil my piss about him so much was like at 0-0, he wouldn't square the ball for tap-ins so often, and he would get a BCM for it. And Sorare-wise, it boils your blood because you're raging at no decisive and whatever. But and it kind of maybe gives you an extra different level of awareness to that sort of thing repeating itself over time. Yeah. Whereas Dyson just doesn't do it. Dyson makes sure we score, if it's him or not him. Whereas Kyogo's like, I'm shooting, like
100%. Yeah, he was more selfish, and I guess Dyson's a bit more selfless, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Do we know how long the Kaiserslautern first team keeper's out for? Not too sure, mate. Not too sure.
I'll have a look if it says in the. Oh, Kaiserslautern was it? No, it doesn't say. Unfortunately.
Was there anything else in Scotland to pick up?
I think there was one more game, yeah.
Hearts Dundee United.
Dundee,
Every player in that Dundee United team will be tackling like mad. They are like Jim Goodwin away from home. That'll be like 10-man defence.
Yeah.
With Glenn Middleton counter-attacking. Hearts are none too bad. Cammy Devlin been back. It was a nice wee card I won, and I've never really been able to use him. But he was doing a mini Caicedo effort up in Scotland.
Yeah, he was smashing, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he's back now. That'll be a big one for them. Awesome. Now, guys, we've hit 300 likes, which is perfect. There's over 190 of these here, pushing on to 200 as ever, all the way through the deadline show. We love to see it. The next like goal we want to smash through is 119. We've got unlimited in-season Aliash Garcia that I want to give away in the next 10 minutes. You can get it before the deadline and maybe play it, Harry Boy, in the Best of Europe. Have you set a Best of Europe team yourself yet for the weekend?
I haven't. No, I will do that though. If I got one more team to do, and then I'll be in.
This is the Best of Europe I've laid out for the weekend. I've went with Vanja Milinkovic-Savic in goals at home to Verona. I've went with Valentin Barco in defence away to Reims. And then I've got Olise, and I bought unlimited Teji for double midfield. And then Captain Kavicha up front, so we're chasing it. The prize pool at the moment, top spot is $200 in credits. The top 500 will get something. And yeah, it's always a good competition to go after, especially if you have limited cards in it. Anyway, they do need to be in season. Aliash Garcia's got a great fixture, could easily be a plug-and-play card into this tournament for anyone, or even any Bundesliga or champ teams you might have flying out there anyway. So we'll get him given away 5 minutes before the deadline. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. We need to get through 119 likes to make sure we've got enough luck, minimum, for us all this game week. I'll show you my top tacklers team, Harry Boy, since we're at that kind of point in the show. But when I seen that probabilities Twitter post, he had Bernabe in the top 5 of the top 10. He had Cammy Devlin in the top 5 of the top 10, something like maybe even top 3s. I can't remember, but all their names hit me. And Kevin O'Toole, obviously, who I picked myself. I was quite chuffed with that. So I was like, oh, I got that right. But I've also got Gregor in this team, who's been an absolute defensive monster in Brazil, and then Barkas in goals. So top spot in this, the top 2 spots get stars. But there's mystery jerseys for the top 10. The boxes as well. Oops, sorry, wrong button. The boxes as well, premium boxes with a wee bit of market essence in here, but market credits, a bigger pardon, but some nice chunky pieces of essence as well. Good ratios for 5 essence and for 3, I thought, compared to normal, like getting those upper ones rather than just the base minimum. So good comp to go after. And these guys, like maybe Devlin would have played in a different team, but otherwise, like I don't think I'm missing these guys by not being somewhere else.
For sure.
And then the second team I threw together with the Limer in it, I've got a Hatate forward card. I thought maybe that could be cheat code somehow, you know. And Starfelt Lager BLK double defense.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
The Cap 230 Harry Boy. I'll show you this as well, right? So this is a money special, which I think we're all a bit excited for. My top team, I've got Zach Hemming, L1537, in goals away to Dundee. I thought that was pretty good. In defence, I went with Elias Baum of Elfsberg. They're playing Jan Regensburg, and they're at home. All these guys are at home, Harry Boy. I've got Teji at home to Le Havre. I've got Riedel Baku at home to Hoffenheim. And the last 2 or 3 games, this change in formation that Leipzig have done, he actually gets AA now. So if he can clock that with a wee cheeky assist from the wide spot or something, he could be peak at L1541. And then I went with Fraser Hornby, back from suspension, at home to Gerter Firth. And he's a guy that can get 10 AA and can get a decisive quite jammily as well. Top spot on this is $800, but top 10, $100 and beyond. I think that's a good comp if you've got cheat code cards to maybe just try and push for. Like I think a lot of people could imagine getting to the podium in this competition.
As long as a ton of people aren't playing their sack.
Yeah. My second team has got the Luis Jr. in it, with Stephen Welsh on L1540. Sucic is quite cheap, and Victor Roque L15 of 39. So
yeah.
If Ruiz plays, cool. If he doesn't, who gives a shit?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And did I have anything else fun? I think that was it in terms of the fun lineups. Yeah. Harry Boy, what have you got locked and loaded for the specials, and will we do Best of Europe with you on screen?
Yeah, I managed to get two Super Red lineups out for the 230 just because all my Super Reds are just naff. So 2 playing keepers are both L15 below 40, which was nice. And then, yeah, the rest of the lads sort of fit in there. I think the highest L15 there is Jashari at 50. So it's very average players.
That's really good looking, mate. I like the first one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if Herenveen don't smash Willem 2 tonight, there could be something in that if they keep it 2-0 or whatever. But yeah, like all away apart from Noah Eli. So not holding my breath at all. This one's okay. Again, a couple of homes, but Sean John could just get, just brutally hurt if Messi plays. But I don't have a cheap keeper, which was annoying. So Lyon came in there. But like Kwame is like 38 L15, so that was pretty nice. This was my main one though. Diouf was a little bit lower. Biragi's, I think, is the cheat code this week. He's like 42, which is not crazy, but like, could be nice. A little Enciso. This guy's on loan in Serie B. Don't know what happens with him. And then Yusuf plays tonight for Nice. And then top tacklers, I genuinely took it quite serious, to be honest. This was my main team. Ibarra's like one of the best tacklers on the, like as far as interception and tackle, I think he averages like 4.5 a game, which is just stupid. Wagner would be in with one of these teams, but I can't trust him. Jana's a bit of an animal as well when it comes to tackles and stuff. They're both like the same player, just no DA capabilities, but Kohlert's the one. Like if he can do what he normally does as a forward, like tackles and interceptions, but can also get a DA, like that's where I'm hoping, the 100 comes in maybe. And then, Verdon can smash. He's away, though, but whatever. And then Big Brad. This is a punt if Trips plays. Like, Trips got like 7 tackles midweek.
He's nailed to play, as far as Charlie Boy's telling me.
I was speaking to Charlie last night, and they said he's touch and go, but he's saying he's going to risk him. I literally messaged him this morning. I said, risking Trips? He said, yeah, I am still risky, though. Because he came off with a little injury. He was like, he held his thigh. So I'm going to risk it. Heynen and Louise can do that. This honestly, so this is one I bought a rare Ibarra. I bought an Artur for this, like 4 quid each. Yeah, just doubled up on the Ibarra, of course. Klaus is just Klaus. This Aliou Balde guy, Quinny, I had him with my niece collection, and he's in Switzerland, and he's just like, he did well midweek. I didn't obviously play him, but like gets doubles and stuff, and that's just obviously what you kind of want.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, his L15 is really low, but it doesn't matter obviously for that. And then this one's pretty fun. I've got another Janner in here. Perrin can do tackles and interceptions as a forward, which I'm quite excited about. And then all MLS stuff. Obviously, I had to rejig the Cincy boys. D1s. I'm trying to keep all the Jeopardy together, kind of. I just went and obviously bought a few Columbus and Cincy guys. It's just so ironic that those are the games that could end up getting smashed. Like, it's just my luck, isn't it? All
That's
over.
the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, had to bring out obviously Guiri there, so Cherky comes in. Only got one D1 now, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Nice Jeopardy and Kimmich Jeopardy tonight, actually, which is all going down. Being relegated. I had 3 D1 classics. I've now got 3 D2s. I've had a stinker the last couple of weeks with Champ. Bit of Chal. 2 D1 rares I'm excited about. A D1 classic as well. And we have got a D1 for the Road to Glory, which I'm honestly so excited about. And actually, as I say that, I am going to make a little late swap.
Alteration.
Yeah, little alteration. I think I'm confident now that Brahimi's going to play. So I'm going to use him with Big Loic Lapoussin just to keep that defensive attacking stack together. And then I'll have to make something work here because I can't play 2 Van Bergens, can I? So let's go.
I'm going to just give away in like 2 seconds, guys, essentially, once Harry's done this team. So pre-type your Sorare club name. Do not send it. I'll give you the question and all the rest of it in a minute. But pre-type your Sorare club name, and we'll get ready for that shortly.
How haven't I used this cola? That doesn't make too much sense. Oh, no, he's in there.
Yeah, it's because the team's broken. That can help you and hurt you sometimes, that feature.
Yeah, but I thought I took it off the used in lineup.
But no, because it's an incomplete lineup, but it doesn't count.
That is yeah. Okay.
So if it's a team you're going to trash, it's very helpful. But if it's a team you're going to try and fill back in later, it maybe pisses you off later because you're like, oh, fuck, he was in that team. Yeah.
That really caught me off guard then, Jesus. So I need to put in Van Bergen into here.
Right, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Right. Sorare club manager names pre-typed, right? And I'm just going to send this straight away to the first correct answer that we get, right? So be ready. The answer is going to be a number. It's going to be a whole number, no decimal points. So I just want the number itself, okay? Dead easy one. Should be dead easy for some of you, okay? So it's just your Sorare name, and then I'm just expecting to see a number. A whole number, no decimal points. I'll say that again. Moises Caicedo was the hero last night for Chelsea as they beat Tottenham 1-0. What was his SO5 score? Whole number. Don't want decimal points. Go.
Go.
The correct answer, Harry Boy. Do you know it?
No. It's high, though.
92.
Wow.
Technically 92.4. He also had a goal or an assist or something that was chopped off as well, because I got that notification.
Wow. Yeah.
But he got a last man tackle for his troubles. Hoover's AA for fun. It's technically 92.4. 93 is not the answer. 92 is the answer. I just want 92. That's the way Sorare promoted it on the timeline earlier today, which is why some of you might have already known the answer. And tons of answers have been flying in. Tons of right answers have been flying in as well. Some of you did guess, so fair play to you. But the very first correct answer that we've got, just want to double check both systems, and it is on both systems. It was Vallejo 99. Congratulations to you. Vallejo 99. You have won yourself a wee Aliash Garcia. Congratulations.
Yeah, big
and guys,
congrats.
we had big congrats. We had earlier this week we had Road to Glory, and we had the Best of Europe, the special weekly video that we do on a Wednesday here on the channel. And there's giveaways still hidden in all those videos that we'll be running next week, so stay tuned to the channel. Of course, make sure to keep up to speed with the content. And yeah, we give away stuff as often as we can when we can. But on the deadline show, it's a lovely card that we'll try and zip away. You put in my authenticator code. And Vallejo, let me know what team it goes into. Let us know how it does. Feel free to tag and post and all that good stuff if you smash it this week with it, or any week for that matter. boss card in a good team. And all he needs is some decisives, and he's rinsing a big score for you. So well done. These are the remainder of my lineups, I suppose. Oh, so this is my midweek Harry. It's finishing third for a wee tier 3.
That's
Rocky and
class.
Bernaby.
4-4-4.
I was projected when I went to bed first because only one of them needed to do something, and none of them did anything.
Do you not have a Savio, do you?
Savio? No, not anymore.
Nah.
I had a PSV one, but when they changed the collection game, I kind of bombed him just because he was worth something. But
I didn't finish too far. I was in D2. What did I finish? I finished 27th in the end. Four essence, but I get a cheeky little promotion. So
yeah, promotion to D1 under 23 is good for me this weekend. So once I've went through those fancy ones, La Liga, I'm quite confident it's super rare. I've got 2 fun super rare teams, a Girona stack, and then a kind of best of the rest. I'm playing my money Valencia team, or it says Valencia there, I need to change that, but the Rafinha team. Don't know what's happening with him, but just going to enlist that and play it, see how it goes. Bundesliga's a wee D2 team with a bit of fun in it. Wee mind stack with Jens and Amiri. MLS we did on Road to Glory, but since then we've had Alonso Martinez come back, and that's a in season that's really going to help us, him coming in this week. So that makes a wee bit better for. I've got 2 D2s, one's streak capable with the in season freeze, and one's got a classic freeze. But hopefully now with him coming in, we've kind of got everyone in New York that we need to play with, so we can maybe optimise a bit better, which is fun. 3 classic, 3 in-season rare teams, all kind of okay, none of them too great. Maybe it can, depending on how the scores go, be halfway alright. And I got a limited freeze in last week, Harry, to do limited streaks with my overspill of rares. So what I did with my rares is I build the first 2 teams, and then before I build the last rare team, because I know it's going to be crap, I kind of build it with ideally the kind of better bits at limited, with that limited freeze. So it's still kind of the last team I'm building, but maybe goes into somewhere it's a wee bit easier to swing. We've got Odenholm, we've got jersey number legit, Jaden Nelson in there, so maybe that does halfway okay. Let's see. MLS, quite excited for it overall, and then some training lineups. Champion, I expect De Bruyne to play. Dial's playing Monza, Caicedo, Brentford. Captain Guardiola needs no introduction. I'm quite confident in that. Sadly, it's not a D1, but on our super rare team, it could be alright. I like this one quite a lot, but with the Bruno G and the Trippier play, Kakere playing Monza, Sané's come in here, it was Guiri, and then this other team is kind of alright as well. Oyarzabal, Marino and stuff, it's alright.
Yeah, it's decent.
And then we're sticking with Sinisalo and Contender, aren't we? Where's my teams? There. Panic there. We're sticking with Sinisalo, or do I swap the Pau Lopez round? That's maybe it's 1 minute to go. I'm not taking that risk. Proper gung ho team in D1 Classic: Berardi, Shaqiri, some Celtic boys. 2 D1 in seasons, 2 D1 Classics, and 2 D2s for rare as well. I've got 2 D1 in season limiteds, Harry, with my Sinisalo. Yeah. So it's kind of like the Dreg in-season cards that go in here. Moutinho has played 2 games in a row for Basel now. He's clipping some nice AA. So just put him in, Captain Depay and whatever. Got a D2 in-season limited with like a Celtic like bench squad, kind of, you know. So if they happen, they happen. We've covered the Motherwell goalkeepers with classic limiteds, which is all rares. And then Kieran O'Hara, who I think plays for Kelly but isn't projected. We've put a team around him as well. So we'll see how that does. Any limiteds I win, I give away to the channel members. So these teams, cross your fingers and toes for them to win some cards, and we'll be giving them away to use. Under 23, Harry, D1, Tani, Frimpong, Lennon Miller, Taki Kubo, Cherky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Tani at home, Cherky at home. Yeah, okay. Lennon's the one. Wimmers. Yeah. I hope Lennon kicks on again, like score-wise, you know.
Me too. Then 2 D2s, which could be alright. Jordan Amisa's in goals for both of them. The outfield are all kind of like meh.
I don't know, bro. I'm surprised you didn't go Broholm
into the top team.
Yeah. Honestly.
See, with guys like this, I kind of need them to score well this season before I can put
I know
them
what
back
you mean. Yeah,
team.
it's real early. Like,
34 last week.
I know. He's got forward cards now, by the way.
Oh, does he? Is that good? Yeah. Do we want the forward to Broholm?
I think you would, yeah, just for the lost possession.
Yeah, fair. I want him in a team, but yeah, I'm like, I'll wait for it. I've given the captain's armband in this team.
Fair enough. Like, yeah, you believe in him. It's just not enough. Yeah, I get it.
So we'll see what he does. Yeah. And then we've got All-Star down here. Now, I'm
Yeah.
quite excited for this one. This is just like this is one of the last teams I've built, but it's
Pure
got some.
Quinny. It just oozes Quinniness. The Larson, the Rakitic, obviously AO. Yeah, that's class. Love that.
Brazilian defender, championship goalkeeper. McCracken might play for Dundee, but it's unlikely. He's got a wee team around him. Angus Gunn, limited all season, limited all star. Savic is going to play. It's a big game for him. Goretzka is in this team with Ferran Torres and Jonathan David. See, we're talking about depth this week, Harry. I've got cards everywhere, man. This week,
mate. I said I couldn't be asked selling anything. I listed one card this morning and he sold Maxime Bayer.
Ooh,
Mate, sold him for like 40 quid.
nice.
I know, like someone instant bought one earlier for 50, but obviously that's secondary. But like, I crafted him as like a tier 5 a month ago. I mean, he has been okay, but like 40 quid at this stage of the season. I know why
15.45.
Well, no, it's because Champions League for the midweek. I reckon.
Good point.
Like all those cards, like I've got a few Leon cards and stuff, and like they're all like still really nicely priced because you get to the home and the away type of thing. I guess I don't even have to I don't have to rush my best of Europe, do I?
No, not deadline sensitive unless there's a game kicking off right now.
Okay,
Very good point, Harry. Because I missed it like 2 weeks ago, and then I just done it at like 6 o'clock. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Oh, this is amazing. It's almost like this should be the thing everywhere. No. Yeah, I can't remember what you said you went for. Sorry, mate. Can you show me what you went for?
I went Vanya, Barco, Olise, Kavicha, and limited Teji.
Like which Barco? Valentin
Barco in defence.
I've loaded my rare up this week in under 23, I think. So I'm excited about that.
He just looks like he's scoring like Andre Santos, but he's in defence.
I tell a lie. I think I've got him in tacklers because he's a little fucking demon. Yeah. He gets 2 or 3 tackles every game, roughly. It's just if he loses his head and gets yellows and whatever. It's got to be Yamal Mbappe, hasn't it? For my strike force.
I wanted PSG involved.
Did you? Is there rolling locks technically with this? If that, if there is. Yeah. So if somebody's not starting, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I get the PSG notification, Kavicha's not on, we'll just play Dembele or whoever, Dewey or whatever comes in for him.
I'm going to throw Hakimi in for now, but let's hopefully,
Ooh, maybe I had Hakimi in and then I dropped him for Barco, but I suppose if you know the rotation, if you can do the last lock thing, I suppose Hakimi's the move, isn't he? When did PSG play?
Oh, it could be
Saturday.
Is it Saturday? Yeah.
4 o'clock UK time.
Now, I might even throw a little wild card. Neil L. and Yowie, whatever his name is. I have his
he was popping, by the way.
Yeah, he's good. I've got him in my champ team this weekend. He's a good little player. And then the keeper is the big one, isn't it? Do we think Nice get a clean sheet tonight, big bulks?
I went with Vanya.
Yeah, Vanya's such a good keeper, and they just print clean sheets, Torino, it feels like.
Home
is it Torino?
No, home to Verona, yeah.
Verona, yeah. I do like that. I don't think I want to cop. Oh, what was I going to say? Perry. Yeah, Vanya is probably the. Oh, look at that! They've got like the old Fran Garcia.
Wow,
that's funny.
Didn't even know that existed. I thought those were the first cards he got.
Yeah, that was his first year. So last year, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't many, but I didn't realize.
Pope could be all right. Pope against Leicester.
Pope, yeah, okay.
But just take Vanya or Donnarumma.
Vanya. Well, yeah, if Donna plays, fair point. That it's very hard to not play him, I guess. I'll go Hakimi if he plays. It's got to be, hasn't it? I'd love to know the stats. We can ask the chat here as well. How many people change their captaincy late, an hour? No, I'd say half an hour before deadline. What is per line? Yeah, per user, how many lineups get their captaincy changed? I'm sure that data maybe exists, but maybe it doesn't actually. It could be quite hard to.
So they would know.
Yeah, but do they does that get logged? If you know what I mean. Because I guess it does. Yeah, once a lineup's confirmed, surely that log is somewhere.
Yeah.
Without me knowing anything about coding or the back end of
Computers and all that crack.
computers and Sorare. Yeah.
Now, the next thing we've kind of touched on a wee bit there, Harry, with the old Champions League. But this coming midweek, Sorare are like pushing the boat out again with the Best of Europe series. They've got $25,000 on the line. I'm sure it is, or is it? Yeah, it's $25,000 that's in the pot again for this Champions League midweek. Sorry, I'm just going to start with this. Sorry, so it's what round are we in of the Champions League again? The quarterfinals.
Quarters it's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, so it's the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and Sorare are pushing the boat out. It's a 25k prize pot to be won here. All you need to do to get your share of the pie, Harry, it's that way again, where it's only a points target. It's 350 points across 5 players. And the deadline for the whole thing, of course, is right before kickoff. So we can wait to see the team sheets, wait to see the lineups for all the players, who is actually featuring and who. When you get that sniff of it on the night, when you see the prep, when you see them warming up, you get that feeling pre-match of, yeah, it's going to be their night, or they're not going to do it, they're not going to show up. That's when you can submit your team and you can go for it. You can play a maximum of 1 limited card in here. You don't need to play them. When we've looked at this competition before, so many people actually win money with all teams with common cards that are free to use, free to play. You don't need to buy any cards for it. But that 1 limited card does get a 20% boost on it. So it does make a bit of a difference if you can get in amongst it. And when you only need to hit a certain points target of 350 points, having an extra bonus is just going to go a long way. For anyone that signs up and opens their Sorare account over this weekend or over this next couple of days, they are given a £100 market credit to, where they can use that for one purchase up to 50% of the card's value. So many of the superstars around world football now, like Mbappe's and Yamal's and all these kind of guys, they're going on at half price, which just brings them into being much more affordable. When we're looking at this competition for the Champions League quarterfinals, and the Europa League does come into this as well, if any of you are Tottenham fans. Whatever. If you had a look at this yourself, Harry, what are you feeling coming into the Best of Europe for the Champions League midweek?
Yeah, I was doing a bit of scouting last night, actually, and as far as who my limited's going to be, without price sort of really coming into it, but at the same time not wanting to spend an absolute fortune. I think Lazio are a good little play, and specifically, you could either go Ravella or Zakanye. I think I'm sort of leaning towards Zakanye as the midfielder, as my limited, to be honest. I think he's like 6-7 quid away to Bodo Glimt. I mean, it's not an easy game, but like, I think I'd prefer to have my limited card playing in the Europa League than the Champions League, just from a scoring perspective, because the matchups are a little bit more lopsided from a Sorare perspective. So yeah, he's my pick for the limited, and then I think Leon as a stack of like maybe a defensive stack and a Turkey. I really like Leon against United. I can't lie.
We like Leon against Man United. I suppose they're at home as well, and they do have that kind of X factor going on for them at the moment. I'm actually really struggling looking at the goalkeepers here to think who would be in a good spot. So many of these games are super tight.
It's got to be Big Lucas, hasn't it? The Brazilian wall.
Lucas Perry against Man United. I could see it.
I think he's gonna, because he's such a good keeper, and like a Tagliafico, maybe a Clinton Mata in defence. I can see that potentially working.
I kind of want to go Hakimi. Sorry to Aston Villa fans, but I think at home, PSG, like one of the things with Aston Villa is like they are chess ball. They will pick their moments in the match, but I think PSG are quite undeniable at the moment, an unresistible force of nature.
Yeah.
And I think if Hakimi is rested this weekend as well, he just comes into extra fit and firing. And he doesn't need clean sheets for the game to be tight. He's like an attack-based player, so I think 100%. He's a really solid shout. Bayern Inter's a really tough game as well, looking at that. And I like your shout for limited cards. I think for me, like I'm more after like for any limited I would buy on that discount for someone to come in that's a super player. I've just got a feeling that Real Madrid at home going away to Arsenal, see guys like Mbappe and Vinny, they love playing Prem teams and putting on a show.
Yeah, Bellingham. Bellingham's going to just relish, isn't he, at the Emirates? You've got to think. Or then do you go, buying at home to Inter? I think that could be, there could be a few big scores in that one if you're looking at, your Elise's, is undeniable right now. Kimmich, as we know, even a Kane, if you were to go him over Mbappe, I could see it. Like I could see why somebody would do that, at home, in to keep it tight. But yeah, Mbappe, Jude, there's so many good options though. I mean, can we not speak about like Yamal at home to Dortmund? You've got to think Barca score a couple against Dortmund, no?
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at Rafinha there, and I thought, if you're looking at Rafinha, surely look at Yamal. Yamal's been on it big time.
Like his AA is just
And
ridiculous, isn't it? I know the DAs haven't been. I mean, in that little graphic there, it doesn't seem terrible, but like Rafinha's the DA guy. And then if he doesn't get the DA, the AA is not as there as Yamal.
do we do something like this maybe?
I mean, it's hard not to at home. Like Dortmund, Dortmund are a great side. I can't deny that, but are they good enough defensively to stop that sort of firepower?
It should be exciting. It should be good. I think this team could more than easily do the job just as Commons anyway. Go and smash that 350 point mark. But obviously you can boost your chances by getting an extra wee limited in there. So Champions League this mix midweek will be fun. We normally do a wee midweek deadline show on the channel anyway. A wee bit of deadline drama. It's normally when Harry Boy's in his bed, right enough. But I'm not too sure if
though,
these
we
Champions League nights
for the midweek. So
I think I was going to say I think all of this is going to work the way it used to. We did one like for the last game of the group stage, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yep.
So I think we might do one on the night, and we might have a bit of fun with this.
For sure, mate. Yeah. I should be free. Yeah, love to, for sure. Oh, I guess there's some games Tuesday though, isn't there? Like Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'd probably have to do it Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because last time everything played on one day, didn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it did.
That's the difference now. Is it's over 2 days, but it's fine.
But we're long locked into the deadline, guys. So thanks very much to everyone that's joined in the show. Thanks for all the likes. I've got to say, guys, we're finishing on a cool number, 111. But we normally smash through like goals, guys. I've got a wee bit of fear now that some random DNPs are going to come and get us. I've just got that feeling now that those, I don't know, 70 or 80 of you that stayed tuned into the show, got all your intel, had a great time, didn't leave that like. Maybe you've brought some bad juju onto us, I don't know. But it feels like there's 111 heroes out there. They're going to have great captains. They're going to have some great scores. They're going to be on the podiums. And if they've got any rewards to put open tonight, they're going to have all the luck going their way. I'll be back later live tonight for a wee bit of Go Fuck Friday. We've had tons of content on the channel this week, so be sure to check up and keep up to date with it for giveaway stuff and everything else that's getting involved. Harry Boy, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, mate, honestly. And thankfully the nipper's been quiet enough, so that always helps. No, I really enjoyed it, and obviously the chat as well, been on fire as usual. Yeah, massive good luck to everyone, and let's just pray and hope that there's no Friday Night Jeopardy / DMPs.
Let's hope not, guys. Have a great day, have a fun one, and I'll maybe see you later tonight or over the weekend. Have fun. Take care.